following is a UTV 44 sports production.
Friday Night Rivals. This is the UA Early College UTV 44 Game of the Week. Sponsored by Mobile and Baldwin County Sheriff's Offices and the Drug Education Council.
Without question, the biggest rivalry in the state of Alabama is here tonight in 8 Mile. The Battle of Pritchard, the Vigor Wolves, and the Blount Leopards matching up for what's being called is the Battle of Pritchard, unity in the community. And it's the game of the week here on UTV 44 as we start our 12th season of high school football coverage here in Mobile. Good evening. I'm Jim Cox. My partners, as always, Dan Brennan and Vic Lockett for another season here tonight. But we'll just go ahead and kick the season off with a bang here, right? Oh, my goodness. What an atmosphere we have.
Yeah, it's an amazing atmosphere. We want to try and show you some of the pictures as we go along here today. The tailgaters and the folks that were here as early as 9:30 this morning. And we'll get around to that. But like I said on Local 15, some of the pictures from the field, they should be suffice.
Yeah, it's going to be a great matchup as this game always is. Athletes on both sides of the field, playmakers. And we know we're going to see big plays here tonight. And Vigor certainly has got a guy on offense who needs to be that productive tonight.
He does. James Jackson, not the biggest guy, but he's tough and he's fast, and he is a guy that can, on a team that's got a roster full of guys that can make some plays, this is a guy that they want to get the ball in his hands. How good do you have to be to stick out on the Vigor Wolves as the guy?
Yeah.
He's that good. Let's see how they use him tonight.
Just a junior, but played a lot as a sophomore for him as well. Now, Vigor, a great defense, and Blount, a lot of talk about their offense. What are they going to do on that side of the football? But defensively, they're going to be stacked over there, and they got some big guys on the edge tonight.
Well, definitely. All the talk has been about Kadarius Toney not being here, but I like to say defense. And replace a great offensive player with a good defense. And they're led up front here by number 11, Cortland Martin. He's a great football player, probably the best player his coach says he's seen to use his hands up front. He does it very well. He's already got some offers from Troy and Alabama A&M. 6'2", 240. This is one of the top guys to look out for next year's class, so he is going to be a factor. And one more tidbit. Out of the past 4 drafts, it has came from that position he's in. It's been the number 1 pick. That's because you can affect the game from that position. I've said it time and time.
We'll see if they can do it here tonight. They just say this game is a happening, and there's no doubt about it. I mean, we're going to show you the atmosphere all night long, but the atmosphere between the white lines is going to be spectacular as well. Blount and Vigor matching up tonight here on UTV 44. The Vigor Wolves coming out on the field. Before we get to kickoff, let's get onto the sidelines and welcome in again Tara Reeves. Good evening, Tara.
Hey, Jim. Tonight's matchup is really going to test these coaches' abilities to rebuild their programs. Of course, both teams lost key playmakers last year. Charles Crawford, top defensive back for Vigor, and then Blount's quarterback, Kadarius Toney. He's now with the Florida Gators. So I spoke with Blount's head coach, Lev Hawley, about who he was looking to step up and really take over that quarterback role tonight. Because word on the street is, what is Blount without Kadarius Toney? He said Jacoby Davis is our guy. He really understands what he needs to do on offense, and he's really embraced that role. So I spoke with Jacoby Davis himself, and he said tonight he's ready to shock everyone and show everyone that there's more to come from Jacoby Davis. So I'm excited to see these two teams take the field and play close attention to Jacoby Davis, guys.
Well, he's going to get the football first. The Leopards will get the ball. Look at that crowd behind Tara there. You can see how packed it is. That's right below us here on the Blount side.
You know, the fact is, on the Vigor side, too, there's so many folks who are tailgating, making their way to the seats. So we've got more to come.
They'll make it by halftime, I guarantee you.
Let me tell you something. The whole fence is going to be wrapped around 2 or 3 deep before it's all said and done, because trying to get in here at 5 o'clock this afternoon was nearly impossible.
Yeah, Blount had to send out a message on Facebook yesterday that said, hey, we're sold out of tailgate spots. We have no room for more tents, more grills, anything. They said you can still come, but you got to tailgate with somebody else. We're out of spots, and there's like overflow here at the south end. But we usually see them at the north end of the stadium, and it was great. We got here. I did a little Facebook Live video to kind of show everybody what was going on, and you had the Blount folks tailgate right next to the Vigor folks.
Yeah. Oh, just a unity in the community.
Yeah.
With something good off the grill.
Yeah.
And Jim, did you bring me a rib, brother? That's all I ask.
It gets on my depth chart, Vic. It's all. I'm not a very kind of messy eater.
Starting the year out.
Ribs, Vic. It's season now. We're in training.
No, it's year round. I got to tell you about the South.
He's in training 12 months out of the year,
out
Jim.
of the year, brother.
So Vigor won the toss. They deferred to the second half.
How about deferring, right? That's a lot of faith in your defense, and they've got a lot of people down along the coast saying that this is very possibly the best talent-wise defense on the Gulf Coast, regardless of classification.
Eric Feltz Jr. will kick off. He was on our pregame show, defensive back and one of the leaders of this Vigor team. Trajan Pugh, Jamarcus Poe-Malden, and Tayshawn Petway back deep for the Vigor Wolves. You would never open the game with any sort of special teams trickery in your rival, would you?
Well, you wonder about deferring to the second half.
Could have all been in the plan, huh?
Could have been. Got to find out. That's what's good. Now we'll just stare down and talk about what we see and stop speculating.
That's right. Back between the white lines. The truth starts in seconds.
Feltz pushes it to the far side, and this is Petway who will pick it up and have trouble with it and falls on it back at the 20-yard line. And Petway, who's that defending 100-meter state champion, starts back there at safety, but I bet you see him some offensively as well.
That might be the last play we see in this game where he doesn't look fast.
Well, he did a wise decision there by going ahead and falling on and securing the football.
Well, Blount Leopards, state champions in 1990, 92, 96, 97, and 98 will come out here. Won the region last year. They lost quarterfinals of the playoffs last year, 54-51 in that wild game up at Park Crossing. Jacoby Davis, the quarterback, he was a safety on this team last year, and he'll have Trajan Pugh in the backfield. They'll put 3 receivers to the near side. And now Pugh heads out, and we get a flag, delay a game. They did not get the play off in time, so and you see this week one. You see it a lot of levels of football. You're nervous. You got a lot of extra energy.
Yeah, I don't know who's that one on though. Right out of the kickoff, shouldn't be getting a delay a game. Should already had a first play scripted, huh, Dan?
Yeah, the first play probably was scripted, but Jacoby may not have been staring down that clock.
Yeah.
And that's the first start for a quarterback.
They zip it to the near side, and this is Poe-Malden. And Jamarcus Poe-Malden with a flag at the 20, out up to about the 25-yard line where he's hit there. You think there might be a little hold on the side there as they had the 2 other receivers there.
I don't know.
There's Lev Howley, 3rd year at Blount. Won 10 games each of the first 2 years here. He's 20-5 overall, 20 at Blount, 23-7 as a head coach. A holding call.
You are correct.
Against the Leopards, and Lev Howley, he has just talked about he wants to honor the tradition and build on the culture here, and we have certainly seen that.
He's developing it and continuing it as well, and he's a good football man. Cares about the kids.
Yeah, he's a good man that knows football.
Yes.
So penalties on the first 2 plays for the Leopards, and now 1st and 25. Now we see Kyle Cass come over on the offensive side of the ball as well. And they give it to Trajan Pugh, and he's up to the 15-yard line before he's dragged down there by Jarrett Mosley, the senior linebacker for the Vigor Wolves.
Be interested to see how deep they go with their running backs, because Lev was telling me they've got a bunch of them. So if somebody isn't toting it like he wants, he's not afraid to go to the bench.
There's the Leopards offense. Bonner, Brown, Bush, Hunt up front along with McCovery. Wide receivers, they got talent there as well. And Davis wants to go deep, and he's looking for Collins. Woods down the near side, and he's got it at midfield. Woods to the 20. Touchdown, Leopards.
Vic, what you see, no safety help at all, one-on-one, and it was not close.
I don't know if the communication was bad, but he certainly looked like he was looking for help. The cornerback sort of looked back. Nobody's back there but the wide receiver. You're not going to catch Collins Woods, are you?
82 yards, Woods.
Once you get behind him.
He had 12 touchdowns last year, and
he just glided into the end zone after he got it. This is a really nice athlete.
Very talented.
Committed to Louisiana Lafayette last week, but said his recruiting is going to stay open. He's got offers from Harvard, Yale, Navy, Cornell, South.
4.3 GPA.
Yeah. And now they'll just go for 2 on the direct snap, and nobody moves, including the officials. And that was Kyle
Bad
Cass.
alignment on the defense.
He
Terrible.
just takes it straight in, and it's 8-0. And I think there's a lot of people looking surprised, including the officials on that one. But Blount with a big play. It takes just 55 seconds to get on the board. 82-yard touchdown strike. Jacoby Davis able to get it to Collins Woods, and it's 8-0 Leopards early on here in the Battle of Pritchard. I think that's going to be a play called a lot this year for the Leopards. Collins Woods with a touchdown, and Blount on top by a score of 8-0 after they get the 2-point conversion.
I don't know that it'll work just like that every time.
I would say it'll work at least 50% with this group.
I think you saw Collins go into his dad, Jerome Woods, the principal there.
How about that?
Celebrating after the touchdown reception, and Kyle Cass ready to kick off. James Jackson back deep. Artel Howell also back deep for the Vigor Wolves. They're expecting 10, 15, some estimates, maybe 20,000 people here tonight, and it is still filling in. Cass with a straight ahead kick, and Jackson, who Dan highlighted on the pregame show, takes it to the 15, and James Jackson to the 31, still pushing ahead. And he'll maybe get to the 32-yard line, and we'll see the Vigor offense come on in the field. Vigor Wolves, state champions in 97, 98, and 2008. Last year went 8-4. They're a region champion. Maybe surprised some people winning the region last year.
Well, they really came on after a slower start.
Yep, lost 2 straight to start the season, then reeled off 7 wins in a row before falling to Murphy.
And then in the second round of the playoffs, they exited.
Lost to Beauregard, who went on to win the state championship. And Jeff Thompson on the give from the inside. Nigel Schamberger, we'll see him some at wide receiver tonight as well. He's across the 35 all the way out to the 39-yard line. Pick up 7 on first down.
Met Nigel when I was on campus last week. And Coach Scott just said, you know, this guy, not that big. Watch him tear after it.
5'9", 185.
Yeah, he's big enough, and he's got a lot of heart and a lot of speed.
Jeff Thompson, the quarterback, replacing Charles Crawford, 6'2", 180 pounds. Thompson, I was watching some of his basketball highlights this afternoon, and he's a spectacular rebounder and loves to shoot the 3. He loves the long ball. We'll see if he gets any long ball action going here tonight. Officials having a
lot of conversation with the refs. They're getting a lot of TV time here early in the ball game with penalties and calling procedures here.
Defensive holding against the Leopards. We'll move it out across midfield to the. Now they should stay on this side. It'll be right at the 49. And first down. After the defensive holding. You don't see defensive holding on a running play very often.
No. I guess they want one of those receivers to get behind them.
Thompson with pressure steps up. Now heaving, looking for the long ball himself down the far side, and it's up in the air and bobbled and incomplete. Had 2 different receivers down there. Eric Johnson was there, and Johnson, the taller of the 2, but couldn't pull it down.
Pressure was so great, I thought it was a screen pass. It was setting up. He just scoots under it and heaves the ball up there. hoping one of his guys come up with it, and they just couldn't come down with it.
Tough throw. Kind of moving to his left and slinging it down the field to his right. And 2nd and 10 here for Thompson. Gives it off Schamberger, and Schamberger's hit. And the ball comes loose, and I think the Leopards have it at midfield. They do. Cortland Martland was the one in there, and he made the contact and knocked the ball loose. And Chad Dumas, the sophomore, comes up with the football for the Leopards.
And that's that guy, Cortland Martin. Yeah, he's an impact player. Been starting since a freshman year, and there he is right there, disrupting the play before it even gets going. I'm telling you, that position there, you can affect the ball game in the passing as well as the run.
Yeah, and this is a Vigor team that would like to really establish the run. I mean, who wouldn't? But it really is part of their DNA. And that play right there, that's not what they were looking for.
So the turnover will give the Leopards, who already have the 8-0 lead, great field position at the midfield stripe, and they're looking down the near sideline. They want LeBaron Jones, and the outstretched hands couldn't get a hold of it. Earl Scott, good coverage there.
Yeah, that was great coverage. Receiver trying to get some separation with his stiff arm, just couldn't get enough and maintain his speed to get out there and get up under the football.
Letting him play a little bit out there.
I did like that as well.
Let him play.
Here's the Vigor Wolves defense. Hunt, Austin, and Lewis. Lewis really can make some plays on the edge. Walker, Mosley, Williams, and Little, the Alabama, the junior who's got the offer from Alabama, and give up the middle. Pugh to the 45-yard line. The secondary, Eric Phelps Jr., Taurus Russell, Aaron Williams, and Earl Scott. Back there in 3rd and 5 coming up here for the Leopards after Pugh with a carry. Pugh, they like to get him the ball for the backfield through the air as well. He catches it really well. 3rd and 5 for the Leopards. Quickly out the far side. Oh, Malden has it. He's going to be stopped short of the first down. Good open field coverage over there. Eric Phelps Jr. able to come up. Then a flag at the end of the play. I wonder if that was something said, because there was no contact there. Boy, if you're Vigor, you'll be really upset if there's a flag, maybe unsportsmanlike or something at the end of the play. Maybe something was said.
Flag on the play. Good ball, personal foul on the left.
It's on Blount.
Yeah, personal foul on Blount.
Opening quarter, what is that, 3 fouls on him thus far?
Gotta move the ball all the way back to about
Got to get that cleaned up. It's going to be a long season.
So it was after the play, so it's still 4th down. They sent out the punt team.
Yeah, so it was a dead ball foul. And so Vigor backs him up and will make Cass drop back to punt from his own 30. And Jackson and Howell will be back to receive the punt for the Wolfpack, who look like they're going to come out of that, turning the ball over at midfield unscathed here. Bit of a high snap, pressure coming. Cass gets it off, and not a very good kick at all.
I think he felt the pressure as well.
And Blount will down it at the 41-yard line, and Vigor will have great field position.
at about the 41-yard line.
So,
yeah, he felt them breathing down his neck. He really could have got a clean snap and got it off, but once he got it, I think he saw him at the corner of his eye and just kind of shanked that one.
I think the snap was the issue right there, and that is going to have to be cleaned up. There's Derek Scott. You can see what he's done.
yeah, 3rd year at Vigor. 17 and
Another good football
Yep.
man. Loves the kids as well. Got them as primary.
his brother Eric on the staff is the
Can you tell them apart?
offensive coordinator.
I cannot.
Now this is going to be Jalen Whitsitt trying to get around the right side, and there's a flag. Cortland Martin saying I was held back there.
I mean, he was in huge protest. He knows he should be a part of the play if it's coming his way.
This is how this game started last year. Lev Holly was talking about it too. He said there were a lot of penalties on both sides. It was a little sloppy to start, and then everybody kind of settled in. The game got much better. That was won by Blount 29-20 last year.
Yeah, it's typical of the first game, you know, to be
holding on the offense. 10 yards, spotted a foul, still first down.
A little bit sloppy, but, you know, from game 1 to game 2, they'll get all that cleaned up. I think Cortland Martin's got lobbying in his future.
Yeah. Well,
let's take a look at him lobbying there, hands up.
Tyron Jones, the guilty party, and they pitch this one off to Whitsitt. He'll be wrestled down at the 25-yard line. Is that not just a holding call? You usually see the holding at the line of scrimmage back up 10. That was in the backfield, so really from the spot of the foul.
Yeah, spot of the foul call got him on that because, of course, the
second
fellow that Vic's been talking about was already in the backfield.
2nd and 25. Now coming up here for the Wolfpack. Jackson split out to the bottom of the screen. Dan talked about on the pregame show. He's a guy who can make a big play. Wolfpack going to need one here to set up the screen. Whitsitt out of the backfield. Don't like that. David Tarvin with his first touch of the night. He gets it to the 32-yard line, but still got 3rd and very long coming up. I think here's the Wolves offensively. McKinley, Jones, Packer, Rogers, and Sellers. Sellers, a very talented offensive lineman. Johnson and Jackson, the wide receivers. Cooper, the big tight end. Dale in the backfield. Schamberger, he's touched it a couple of times. And Jeff Thompson, the senior quarterback. Pressure coming, and Thompson will be dropped back at the 24-yard line. And Cortland Martin. Vic, you should have talked about him in the pregame show. He's pretty good.
I'm telling you, hey, to start as a freshman out here at Blount and do that for 3 years, that's saying something.
Yeah, no doubt. You got to be a football player.
Yeah, absolutely.
Inside and out.
That's exactly what his coach calls it.
Wow, almost knocked the ball free as well as Charles Mickles was in there trying to jump on that ball that was loose temporarily.
You know, as big as Blount is, or rather Vigor up front offensively, they're having a real problem with Martin, and that's not a good matchup for them.
Jeff Thompson will punt. Good punt. Pugh will watch as Poe Malden can't hold on to it. Ball is loose. And I think the Leopards fell back on it.
How fortunate was that?
Kidding. Wow. I just knew Vigor had that. They had 3 men down there to 1.
I mean, he was on the ground, and it was just going to be a matter of did he have the luck for the ball to bounce his way, and it did.
Yeah, the baby crawled right back in his arms.
It did, yeah. Doesn't always happen that way.
No, it does not.
Blount will take it back over. There's a good look right below us here. That on the left of your screen, that's where the band will fill in, but the crowd, it was full here early on today.
About 2:30.
Just about.
Tony Overstreet checks in, and they give it off to Pugh, trying to get to the right side, makes one man miss, and then gets wrestled out of bounds near the 37-yard line. Good hustle coming over there.
Pugh's got them quick feet. Look for those skinny ankles right there, because he can pick them up and put them down, looks like.
He's only 5'9", about 175, so
low center of gravity.
Yep, get just a little bit of space.
Well, there's a lot of kids on this field that are looking across at faces they've been competing against since they're about 7 years old.
In everything.
Yep.
Now, looking to go down the near side again, and then overthrown, trying to get to Marcus Poe Malden. And
I'll tell you one thing. The kid that played safety can throw the football.
Kobe Davis.
You know, when I was talking to the Vigor coaches, that was their greatest concern coming to this team, is saying this quarterback here throws the long ball very, very well.
Yes, he can.
And Len Holly was saying he actually throws it a little harder than Kadarius does. He said, but, you know, Kadarius,
his strong suit was his feet.
Well, yeah, he threw it spectacularly, but he also was that threat to always break one away and on a run, and we certainly saw him do that many times.
Yeah.
You will see him do that next Saturday. Write it down. Against Michigan.
Kyle Cass comes in and It looks like he's got a bit of a uniform equipment problem, so they'll bring him out. Alan Lynch will replace him. Nope, now they decide to just put Tony Overstreet out there here on 3rd and 6 for the Leopards. We'll approach the halfway point of the opening quarter of our 12th season here on UTV 44. Lance Crawford saying it was our 37th season tonight on the news.
Kind of funny.
All right, my boy Lance, I'll give him a pass for 1 year. I wasn't good at math.
36 pressure. Now going to pull it down and take off. Davis gets away from an arm tackle, had a hold of jersey, and he tried to lunge toward the sticks. He's going to be a yard short. I think that might have been Desmond Little who had a hold of him. Little at 6'5". Has those long arms. Alabama coming after that young man already. Let's see if it's who it was that had a hold of him.
Pads popping out there.
And 4th and a yard, and the Blount Leopards will go for it. They give it to Pugh right up the middle, and Pugh's got a first down. It looked like it might have been more as he's up to the 46-yard line. And I think we'll get our first heat timeout. Lockett says not a minute too early.
Yeah, I am dying up here. Just watching him run around, Dan.
They let Pugh finish the run, though.
He's a football player.
So we will take a timeout. 5:49 to go in the first week 1 of the high school football season here on UTV 44. Blount on top 8-0, and they've got the ball in Vigor territory when we come back. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Vic Lockett, Tara Reeves, Jared Kihas, and our entire crew. Gary Simon, our new statistician, up here with us as well here.
He's about to survive the first quarter up here with Jim, so he's going to get a medal.
Yes.
He's all focused in.
We're here at Harris Terry Stadium at campus of Blount High School in 8 Mile. Open up the season here on UTV 44 and electric atmosphere, and we'll see if the game kind of settles in a little bit now. 6 minutes in, Big Lock, and everybody's kind of
sure. Butterfly's gone.
Yeah,
you got a little lather worked up. Pads have popped a bit.
Yeah, you're taking a few hits to know that okay, here we go. It's just football now.
Just football.
Trajan Pugh trying to get to the outside, and Little pulls him down after a gain of about 5 up to the 41.
He's got those quick feet, huh?
Man, his feet are so quick. He scares me up here.
He's really
Sputterbug.
He's going to find that crease.
2nd and 6 here for the Leopards. Pugh again to the right side, looking for a hole, and grabbed up high and brought down to Anthony Walker, the outside linebacker. Got him 2 hands of jersey there to bring him to the ground.
I guess the horse collar call has not made it to this zip code just yet.
Yeah, I think he gets him by the number, actually. I don't think he gets inside there. I think he's...
Okay, I got you. Close, but anyway, it gets flagged a lot.
Is that rule in effect for running backs? I thought it was just quarterbacks. You know, they get away with murder.
Big Lockett, always
keep your prejudices to yourself.
Always on the side of the fence. Frederick Austin coming back in, but penalty here looks like.
Had a legal formation, 5 men in the backfield on the offense, still 2nd down.
So you heard the call there, 5 men.
That will trick them.
You don't see that formation very often.
No, that will trick you.
2nd and 11 now for the Leopards. Inside. Given all the way down inside the 30.
If he had just one move in him, he may have gone all the way.
Well, Liv Holly told me he had a lot of running backs. He gave it to the ball and gave the ball right there. A guy that's not even on the roster.
Maybe pulled him out of the stands.
There's some players in the stands here tonight. I promise you that. This is Tony Overstreet. Overstreet, 6'0", 225, plays linebacker in kind of that fullback spot. Wants to get the ball rumbling as well.
That battle the tape here in the press box, and the tape wins, Dan.
Yeah. Everybody's in a dogfight, Vic.
Vic Lockett.
I'm going to need another heat break, Jared.
Step up and buy some quality tape. He's been using the same tape since he started the games with us. Pugh on the right side takes a big whop at the 25.
Getting a little movement on that, the offensive side from Blount.
Yeah, Devonta Hunt came over to help out there. Earl Scott coming up to help out on the tackle as well. Third and long 4 coming up here for the Leopards. Anthony Walker, junior linebacker for this Leopard squad. I haven't seen Collins Woods get targeted since he's been out there on the field. Up the middle. This is Overstreet, and Overstreet's going to have the first down for the Leopards to the 14-yard line.
Shockingly, Lonzo Johnson wants to establish a run this period. Offensive coordinator for Blount loves to pass the ball, loves that long ball that Jim likes to call.
Yep. We see Collins Woods over here on the sideline, and you got Jamarcus Poe-Malden split out and Baron Jones split out on the other side. Ooh, boy, that was a head-to-head contact there. Blitz coming. And coming in there to disrupt it, Frederick Austin.
Nice play there by Austin for certain.
Got some help from Hunt as well, but Austin was the disruptive force.
I tell you, Austin plays hard. He plays hard on every play. Now, he doesn't win every battle, and you're not going to. Very consistent with his effort right there in the middle.
Devontae Hunt there finished up the tackle.
Loss of 1, 2nd and 11 now. And now Collins Woods does check in for the Leopards. Trajan Pugh takes the give. Nice hole up the middle, and Pugh takes a hit inside the 5. Boy, great job on the right side of that offensive line by the Leopards.
Looked like a trap, Vic Lockett.
You know, some there, but Pugh makes it all look good. Yeah. I mean, he's downhill, looks like all the way, and then he just cuts on a dime.
Linemen kind of like guys like that, don't they?
Oh, yeah. They love it.
Well, he got the ball, and he was staring at a freeway, so he knew what to do with it.
But he'll take an exit here and just make you miss.
Vigor's going to take a timeout.
One of those guys, when you're playing linebacker, you know, he's so short you can't see him behind the lineman, and then when you see him, he's by you.
Yep. There's, by the way, some of the tailgaters that are just all around the stadium tonight.
They got the game on right there.
Yeah,
44.
Got the RV. I think they were here about 9:30. That was part of that morning crew.
I was talking to them. They were here early this morning, that's for sure.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner on campus.
And I missed it all. I'm upset. I'm going to go see those guys at halftime.
You can see where everybody's having the big time here. Had a DJ out here this afternoon. Hey, you want to get with us? Send us your emails to heyguys at UTV44. If you want to email Tara, she'll take it even if it says hey guys. Tara will answer as well. Hey guys at UTV44. You can ask us your questions. Just don't make them too tough. Just don't make them too.
Well, now that you told them Tara would answer, I'm pretty sure it's going to light up now. Because I bet they'd rather talk to her than us.
Yeah. She knows her stuff, too.
That's right. We've already spewing out enough hot air, right? Some facts from my girl Tara. Does a great job.
Takes the timeout defensively. 3rd, and they're going to measure. It's going to be very short. They did not get the first down. It'll be just less than a yard short here for the Blount Leopards. I saw a gentleman with his class of 61 shirt on today, right?
I did. I was coming into the stadium, and guys offered me hot dog, hamburger. They were tailgating out there, and they were all Blount graduates. They were friends of Tony Nathan, the great Alabama running back from back in the day.
You know, they all got jerseys now with their class on them and their name. He had it on.
Class of 61.
My brother showed up with it. I was like, where'd you get that jersey?
Looked good.
Yeah.
3rd and very short. They'll pitch it. Trajan Pugh trying to get the edge, and he does, and he's forced out of bounds, but he has the first down, so it'll be first and goal. Do they put him in? He's in for the touchdown. That
signal over there in the corner.
Yeah, I thought the near side official said he stepped out of bounds before he got there, but then on the far side, those officials conferring over there, and
oh, so they changed it, take it off? Oh, no, they're going to kick the extra point, looks like.
Well,
or do whatever.
Play that, yeah. Whatever that play.
The water bucket is what we used to call it back in the day.
So there's Pugh.
Yeah, he's going to come here and take a skip and a hop.
Not even
and he's
close.
in the end zone.
Yeah.
Again, a big push on that right side.
And they try it again, and it's knocked down. Good hands. That time to get in there.
Going to be roughing the kicker?
Well,
But nobody was kicking
but he
it.
didn't kick it,
What did he do?
so he tried to pass it.
Oh, okay.
This is
The play, the conversion play just like the one before. This time the option was to throw it.
Okay.
I think it might have been Desmond Little who got his hand to deflect that pass away at the last second.
Yeah, Vigor's going to have to talk.
Was no foul. The receivers were lined up in the backfield.
And get adjusted to that, because just like you said, do off that formation, so you got to be ready for all of that.
Yep.
So they do not get the extra point, but it's 14-0. Blount, they have the lead over Vigor late in the first here in 8 Mile. Back here at Harris Terry Stadium on the campus of Blount High School. The Leopards cash in with another touchdown. They lead 14-0. Vigor offense has got to get a little something going here. They hadn't done much to keep their defense off the field here in the first quarter.
It was their defense that was being so touted by anybody and everybody before the season started. You're right. They got to get a little help with it. So that defense got to get a little stouter too, especially at the line of scrimmage.
Game is won and lost in the trenches, and look at the scoreboard and see who's winning the trenches.
Kyle Cass with a kick. Tell Howell with it up the right side. He's across the 40, and the speedy slot receiver is into Blount Leopard territory. No flags and good field position here for the Vikings, for the Vigor Wolves to start this drive.
And you described that right, speedy, because when he got in the open field, he kicked it in a gear that I wasn't even aware he had there. Take a look at it here. He kicks up a real good block right there.
Ooh.
And then he just turns it on right there. That's like, wow. Guy on the sideline pointing to the end zone. I thought he had a chance.
The officials conferring again over the far side. I didn't see a flag, but dead ball foul against Vigor.
Let's go back them up this time.
That's a 15-yarder, and they'll take away great field position again. Now you're Vigor.
Got a dead ball. Personal foul. They hit out of bounds on the receiving team. First down.
A little aggressive on the blocking, I assume.
Yeah, the emotions are high for sure. Gotta get a look at it right now.
Plays over with, and he's continuing.
Yeah, that was
blocking in the back as well.
That's the big tight end, Ronald.
Real late.
Ronald Cooper now scrambling Thompson on the right side, and he's brought down to 46.
He's got a burst too.
Yeah, he pulled it out there and turned that corner, didn't he?
He did.
Saw a lot of that green highway and said, I'll take this exit.
Again, this is a team that likes to establish the run. They're a little more committed to that idea than a lot of teams. They find themselves down 14 to a really good defense.
2 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Thompson gives it off, and Schamberger with nothing to do there. Is great penetration. Stephen Bell in there.
Talk about one of those guys that will run through the wall for you, Schamberger. He just did it.
Yeah, well, there was a wall for him to run through.
Our friend,
successful.
Our friend Jim Bibby from the Wharf watching the game on UTV 44 tonight.
Love that.
He retired as a longtime official. Retired, forced out. It's however you want to describe it. But he's home watching on TV this year on Friday night. We're glad to have him watching. Thompson fires on that one behind James Jackson. Thompson had some time there.
Yeah, and he made a good choice on what receiver to go to.
I tell you, if he hits Jackson in stride, he might have something because that kid is really explosive.
And I think that was his second read.
Yep. That was a long throw.
Bring up fourth down for Vigor and the punt team will come out and get another 3 and out here for the Wolves, and that's going to bring their defense right back out on the field. And this will be Tajon Petway, and if he gets the corner, you will not catch him.
You mean I won't?
Thompson with a good kick. Is down at the 27-yard line. Vigor does not allow Petway a chance to return that one. Tell you about our friends bringing in high school football here on UTV 44, UA College game, early college game of the week. And again, glad to have them back as our presenting sponsor. University of Alabama Early College. Going to get ready for.
That's a crowd right there.
Yeah. Derek Scott was not discussing the big crowd.
No, he's not. But he's discussing something.
The middle out to about the 37-yard line.
He's probably disgusted at the scoreboard at the moment.
Had another run right up the gut, which I know he doesn't like.
He's imploring his defense, make a play.
We're in the last minute here of the opening quarter.
What goes around comes around. We've known Derek and Eric Scott since their days early on, back early 2000s, right out of Southern Miss.
Yep.
On this Vigor staff, and they've gone on and done other things, and now joined each other.
Yep, and down to Foley and some other places.
BC Rain, Sarah Land.
Malden slung down in the backfield as D'Anthony Walker grabbed him, and there's a flag right there.
Well, it was all jersey to me, nothing near the collar.
That's what he's trying to plead his case as well, but D'Anthony Walker read that play great. Walker 6'3" is the outside linebacker.
All jersey, I don't know.
Yeah, nothing's wrong with that.
There was no foul.
Yeah.
Pick it up, good job.
Good job by the officials to confer on that one.
They don't get to see it a second time like us.
That's a good job by the Zebras on that one.
This may be the last play of the opening quarter here. 2nd and 12. Dejon Pugh in the backfield, 4 receivers. Cass and Woods to the near side. Kobe Davis scrambling out, lost the football, tried to pick it back up, and does. That one bounced right back into his hands.
Yeah, so you can count that as the second time that's happened for Blount. Twice the ball has bounced right back into their belly on a loose ball.
So that will bring the quarter to a close. 3rd and long coming up for Jacoby Davis and the Blount Leopards to open up the second quarter. They lead their rivals, the Vigor Wolfpack, 14-0. It's week 1 of the high school football season here on UTV 44. Ready to start the second quarter here in the Unity for the Community game. Vigor and Blount. 3rd down for the Leopards. To the near side, LeBaron Jones makes a nice move. He's up to the 44-yard line. Going to be a little short.
Well, they got some options at wideout.
Yeah, they're using them as well.
Yeah, look at the moves on Jones. We saw what Woods could do earlier tonight.
Like a deer running amongst the trees in the woods.
Swift and agile.
4th and 3 here, and the Leopards will go for it again out near midfield. Hard count, and D'Anthony Walker comes across too soon, and that'll be a free one for the Leopards.
Wow.
They'll take the cheap 1st down any way they can get it.
That might have been all they were after right there, Vic.
Yeah.
There may have been no real plan to ever run a play. And they got Walker just the way they wanted it.
1st down up to the 49. Here's Lev Holly. Jones moves up to the slot. Demarius Caples in the backfield, along with Trajan Pugh. Give it off to Caples, and he falls just out near midfield.
Tried to trap him again in there, but Vigor's starting to pick up on it.
No gain, so 2nd and 10. Collins Woods up to the top of your screen, and instead they go to Pugh right up the middle, and he's got a big hole, and he's tripped up. Eric Phelps Jr. with a touchdown-saving tackle at the 35.
You see Phelps do a lot of good things that you notice during the course of a game, and right there what Phelps did was simply save 6 points.
Yeah, he definitely did there. I mean, with the shoestring tackle, otherwise he's hitting his head on the goalpost.
And don't you love the vision of Pugh, too, because watch him curl all the way around here.
Yeah, he takes a peek inside and kicks that gear, and he's through there.
Yeah, man. Makes that first linebacker miss. And it's a shoestring tackle.
Up to the 32. Caples right up the middle, and he's going to have a first down. Phelps again there on the tackle. Seeing a lot of tackles by the secondary of the Vigor.
Not what you'd like to have.
Exactly. The Wolfpacks, their secondary is very good coming up making the stops, but the linebackers and defensive line not doing much to slow down this attack here from the Leopards.
Yeah, those guards and tackles are getting up on the second level, creating those holes, and it's ended up being a tackle by the secondary, otherwise a touchdown.
Demarius Caples.
They're deep at running back.
First down at the 19. Kobe Davis right back to Caples, and he'll drag a defender ahead for a gain of a few.
You know, this is not a bad little strategy. You're up 14. You're eating clock.
Sure. Keeping that Vigor defense out there.
Keeping that defense, making them even more tired. Keeping the Vigor offense off the field, and you know, let's see if they are able to cap this one off with some points.
Big Frederick Austin made that last tackle and grasping for a little air, but he's one of those players that coaches over at Vigor are really excited about.
They'd like his desire.
Davis pulls it down, and they're able to get away from Jamarcus Lewis and get inside the 15 down to about the 13 with 3rd down coming up. I thought that was a design run play the whole time.
Yeah, no doubt. Quarterback draw. Just keep the ball on the ground, like Dan said, eat some clock.
The focus
in the drive with a touchdown.
Yeah, and I was noticing that too, Jim. Jacoby's eyes as a first-year starter at quarterback. Now, he played safety last year, really good athlete. But you're right, his focus is really tight right now.
3rd and 4 for the Leopards. Oh, Malden takes the handoff, and he's going to be down inside the 10. A flag at the end of the play. He's going to be close to the first down, and I think he'll have that pending what this flag is.
It came from the secondary. He saw something in the interior.
I wonder if it was a late block.
It's going to be against the Leopards.
Wow.
I saw a hole in there.
Way downfield.
Yeah.
Now holding on the offense, 10 yards from the end of the run. Replay 3rd down.
He said it casually enough, but it was a very devastating penalty, wasn't it?
Back up to the 19 and 3rd and 10. Of course, you would think this is 2-down territory the way the Leopards been going for it out near midfield.
And now they're going to force him into a passing down, you think?
It looks like you probably want to throw it here. Again, you're blunt. You're not out of options.
No, you're not. You got quite a few in your arsenal.
Davis one-hands the snap, looks, steps up, fires it over the middle. He's got a touchdown. Leopards, Kyle Cass.
Rifling in there or what? I mean, you heard the ball hit the pads of the receiver, Jim.
And Lev Howley said he throws it harder than Tony did.
And there's your example of that.
You just saw a fastball.
He throws it harder than anybody ever named Tony. First name, last name. I mean, you talk about arm strength, getting it in there at the goal line.
But I love how he stepped up into the throw and really
one-hands it.
Woo! Wow. A frozen rope in August.
I don't know what you paid to get in, guys. Everybody in the seats. You just got your money's worth on one play.
So Kyle Cass, who just caught the touchdown pass, will try.
By the way, good catch.
Yep. To make it 21, and that one did not go through. And so it'll be 20-0 after the...
Well, you either catch that ball or it goes through your heart.
Yeah.
Pierce.
We'll watch it again as we go to break. The Leopards on top 20-0.
Man.
Well, the home crowd's had a lot to cheer about here tonight at Blount. They're on top by a score of 20-0.
If you're a Vigor fan, the grills are still hot. You can retreat and come back because this place has just become a festival today of Blount and Vigor fans. Really impressive, really cool, and a lot of just a lot of graduates of both schools enjoying the evening.
Both teams have great alumni association. Yep. Very strong in the community. A lot of cohesion with them, and tonight's that boiling point for them to come out and enjoy it.
You got it. It's happening.
Yeah, bragging rights mean a little something.
Absolutely
here.
No doubt about it.
And even the schools used to be so close together.
Yep.
And that's from a geographic standpoint, they're not as close as they used to. They're going to try the onside kick, and it does not
go enough yards.
It does not go. But about 4.5 yards.
So. All right, if you're Vigor, there's the gift, right?
Yeah. All right, let's go down to Tara. She's got a Coastal Alabama Community College Educator Spotlight. Tara.
Thank you so much, Jim. I'm joined with Vigor Principal Gerald Cunningham. And Mr. Cunningham, tell us about some of the academics going on at Vigor High School right now.
Right now, our signature academy, which is advanced information technology, is really taking off. Our broadcasting class has attracted a lot of students to our school. It's a very good program. The kids can credential in it. And now we have our another academy is going to be our culinary arts. It is an outstanding program. Our kids are working with Bishop State and other places, getting credentials, getting to know what the culinary area is all about, and it is really taking off.
And real briefly, of course, we want to know about the Vigor Wolves. Tell us athletically what's going on at Vigor High School right now.
Right now, our athletic program is on the rise. Right now, it doesn't look too good for us right now in the game, but our kids have come back. They're resilient. They work very, very hard with our coaches. They worked on hard this summer, and I just believe in them. I know they're going to give it their best, and we're going to be victorious in this game.
Thank you, Mr. Cunningham. Back up to you, Jim.
All right, thanks, Tara. And had to take a timeout there. They didn't have the right personnel grouping on the field that they wanted. Cortland Martin was trying to come on the field. He was coming from the offensive side of the ball to get on the defensive side of the ball.
He was anxious. Dr. Cunningham talked about the Broadcast Academy, and I was able to visit them this summer. They met during the summer months, and really impressive group of kids that were there, and also they had good facilities and were a lot of kids getting taught a lot of good stuff. Not necessarily when I was there.
I think that was good you to go do that.
Taking our jobs. We're training them to take our jobs. There's our scoring summary. 9 plays, 73 yards. Brought to you by Mobile Regional Airport. 5 minutes, 15 seconds, and Cass with the touch. And the culinary arts program, Nick Lockett. How about if they had a little of that when you were in school? I'm not sure.
I would have took that class 6 periods.
Now, you don't just get to eat, Vic. You have to, do a little cooking and things.
No problem. As long as I know eating's at the end or a part of it, I'm a part of it.
You could turn it into math, too, like 3 waffles plus 5 waffles equals 8.
And I ate all of them.
Here come the Wolfpack. They need to get something going, and Thompson floats it up on the far side and overthrown and incomplete as he's trying to get it down to James Jackson.
Well, they got the right idea, trying to get on the scoreboard and get some confidence in the team and say, hey, we can play with these guys. Just didn't connect right there.
You had Jackson cutting across the middle earlier and threw it a little behind him, but just keep an eye on him. A little winded right now, but in a play or two, they're going to try to find ways, especially an offense that's struggling, to get the ball to him, even if it's on something very quick where he can create himself.
Here come the Wolfpack.
2nd and 10. Thompson with the give, and Cortland Martin again with the penetration, and no chance on that one for David Tarvin.
Yeah, he's making the highlight film, Cortland Martin. He's just ruling this football game.
He is.
As I said, you can affect the game in several different ways from that position.
You know, I just thought it was one of those kids who you knew his mama and you were going to be nice to him in pregame. Because how many times have we caught Lockett with that mess?
Yeah, but not
this
tonight,
was,
huh?
Not tonight. This was the real deal.
He's a legitimate star.
3rd 13. Here for Vigor. Thompson pressure coming, dumps it out. Able to get that one off to Whitsitt, and Whitsitt takes 2 big hits. Charles
the screen
Mickles
was set up very well, but the Blount linebackers just recovered so quickly.
Boy, Mickles, that is a big body coming after you, too, and he laid a hit. Mickles is 6'4", 235. He's number 18 in purple. Watch what he does at the very end of this play. Watch Mickles come in. Ooh.
Yeah, right up around the shoulders. Good job by Kendricks Lindsey, the linebacker there. And Mickles stayed home on that one. Came over and finished off the play.
Yeah.
Punt team again.
Active linebackers.
Coming on here for Vigor. Tayshawn Petway back at about the 10 for the Leopards. Thompson kicked down the middle of the field, and we'll down it at the 10-yard line. And once offense will come back out, and so will the Vigor defense. Hey, we've been talking that, you know, this is our 12th year here on UTV 44, which means we started back in 2006. Think back then. So who were the coaches in 2006 for Blount and Vigor? Who were the head coaches?
2006.
That's what it says right there on the second line.
I've got Vigor.
I'm not real good at reading or math, but let me think.
Oh, well, fourth quarter. Well, you can think about it till the fourth quarter. After your waffles
I don't
at
like
halftime.
your time test, Jim. I don't like time tests at all.
I just
How about
read
some true and false?
How about some Brent in, Brent out? Up the far side. Incomplete is LeBaron Jones taking a shot from the 10-yard line there, and Davis with saw the fastball. That one actually some nice touch on the long ball.
Oh, yeah. And Coach Johnson just can't help himself.
No, he loves that long ball.
He loves the long ball. He's got guys that can run the vertical route.
I don't think he takes them in unless they can run the long, run the go route and somebody to pass it to him out there.
Yep.
Here comes the Kobe.
2nd and 10 from the 10 here for the Wolfpack. Preseason ranked number 3 in 6A. Dumped it off. Collins Woods makes a catch at the 10, gets away at the 20, and he's got a first down to the 23-yard line.
And I'll tell you what, for a kid that size, he gets out of his breaks so quick. Right? You expect that sort of quickness from a smaller body, but Collins was on set with us earlier, and he's 6'3", 190.
Yeah, it put pressure on him, but that's NFL-like there.
We'll take a timeout here, our heat timeout in the second quarter. Halfway through quarter number 2, Blount have the lead and the ball on top of their rivals from Vigor. Here to open up the season on UTV 44. They too have been busy tonight, and on the far side, the Vigor fans have not had much to cheer about. They're on first down. Nothing doing on a handoff there. Good penetration.
Make a few plays there.
Aaron Williams came in to make the stop for Vigor. Bring up second down. Williams and Jared Mosley, linebacker, in to help out there for the Wolves. No gain. And 2nd and 10. Davis wants to keep it. Slips away from one defender and out to the 28-yard line.
The active Mr. Walker was in there early, made the first hit, wasn't able to wrap up, but and disrupted the play.
If you got a quarterback who played safety last year, you know, he's not afraid to stick his nose up there in the middle of it.
I mean, look at the size he was as a safety.
They say he's a north-south runner, though. He doesn't have all that shake and bake, but he will go forward.
3rd and long here, dumped out to the far side. Poe Malden wrapped up again. Good job by Jared Mosley to make the stop.
I was watching a lot of these same little slants and little basically running plays, the throws early before the game started. And the one thing that occurred to me was velocity, yes, but he gets rid of it real quick too. I mean, he's going to give these guys a chance to make plays all year long by being that quick and that confident getting rid of the football to these wide receivers that are in the slot.
And that's what Alonzo was pointing out to me before you walked up. He says, I'm fine with the quarterback not making all the moves and running. Just get rid of the football. Yep. I got receivers and backs that'll do that.
No doubt. They're going to do a lot of damage, Jim, to a lot of teams if that kid just keeps doing what he's doing tonight.
Yep. Blount takes a timeout here, and I'm sure they had enough men out there on the field, so they take a timeout.
Yeah, because they're going to run into some teams that has less talent than Vigor does to match up.
Yes, exactly.
And, you know, they make that one move, they're going to be in trouble.
Yep, I'm with you.
Look at our local games. How about the Davidson game? Daphne beats Davidson last night 3-0, stops a string of 18 straight season opening wins for the Warriors.
Wow.
And Davidson plays a good game in Atlanta, but Daphne goes over there and gets the win. Mobile Christian a win last night as well. I'm Bryant and Faith Murphy and Baker tonight. I think that's the only region game going on.
It is. In
the state of Alabama. And that one, big rivalry there as well. It's 8-7 Murphy in the second quarter. Other games, Foley and Robertsdale tonight. Robertsdale taking on Blount next week. LaFleur and Williamson, Baldwin County and Northview. And Bayside taking on St. James and Fruitdale and Holy Spirit tonight. Busy night. And, boy, there's a lot of young men been waiting for this Friday night to come for a long time. Huh, Big Lockett?
You get tired of hitting each other. You get tired of hearing the coaches. Let's play get the game week. Play someone else.
Yes.
Kyle Cass at his 15 to punt. Big high punt. Yeah. Vigor will just let it bounce, and Collins Woods will down it at the 38-yard line. It's a good field position here again for Vigor. Vigor's had pretty good field position. They just haven't been able to move the ball much.
No, you're right. They've been around midfield a lot. They really haven't been buried back with bad field position at all. This group right here, they have showed up to play big time. This Blount defense, not really allowing Vigor to get that running game started, which is where they wanted to start their offense on the ground and do some play action after that.
And no connections on any passes.
Nope.
UMS Wright leading Mary G. Montgomery 28-0 at the half. UMS Wright jumping way up in classes there to open the season.
They lost at Mary G. last year to open the year.
McGill and Spanish Fort 6-6 in the second quarter. That one a big game. St. Paul's leading Fairhope 14-7 at the half. McIntosh and Chickasaw.
Illegal substitution on the defense. 5 yards, still first down.
So 1st and 5 here. Chickasaw leads McIntosh 21-0. Cottage Hill leads Satsuma 7-0. St. James leading Bayside 12-0. Williamson leading LaFleur 12-0 at the half. And here it's 20-0 in favor of the Blount Leopards. Trying to keep it. Thompson on the right side, and he will. Thompson looking for a block out near midfield and slung down at the 49-yard line. First time we've seen him pull it down and take off with some success tonight.
But then it's the second time he got loose a little earlier. But that's been probably the most successful play that they've had to run tonight.
They're a play away. They're a play away from feeling a lot better about this game.
I agree.
Yeah, first game, the offense needs to get some points to, get some confidence, start believing in what they're doing.
Official timeout here. Got something.
Are they gonna get them with too many men in motion, or
no? Just I think maybe in equipment though. I think maybe some blood on the uniform there is what the.
Make sure the kid's okay.
Yeah, Eric Petway had some blood on his uniform, so that the officials sent him off.
Like it. Err on the side of caution. Let's check that out. See what's going on.
first down after it was 1st and 5, and they gained 6. So first down here. Out of the backfield, dump it off to Tarvin. Tarvin dropped his shoulder into Kyle Cass.
And get up and lets him know I'll be back for more.
He lifted Cass off the ground, man. That was violent on a play that looked like it was just going to...
Routine, huh?
Yeah.
Swing pass out of the backfield. Watch.
Tarvin said, here's your routine, man. Here I come. Not going down easy, just to let you know.
Wow. Cass holds on to make the tackle after...
You don't think this game means something?
Those are the plays that tell you just how much this game does mean.
Thompson able to fire it on the far side. He's got a complete Jackson with his first big play tonight, and he's inside the 30. Another first down here for Vigor.
You know, he felt it. He felt the defense. Where that ball was thrown, that suddenly he knew the defense was going to be coming inside. And this is the natural ability that this kid has. Not just speed and not just toughness, but it's about everything that it takes to be somebody dynamic with the ball in his hands.
I'm not sure.
At the top of the broadcast, and there he goes.
They're not going to get this. Oh, there's a penalty. Okay, I was going to say they're not going to get the play off the play clock, but they hadn't.
They were discussing something.
They hadn't reset it yet, and there's a penalty at the end of that play as well. So they're going to tack on 15.
One big play away.
Dead ball. It's half the distance to the goal. First down.
Guess who gets the ball first in the second half?
They deferred.
It'll be Vigor.
Gotta punch one in here. Let's see if we see it at the end of the play here. And
yeah,
little extra shove, and now Thompson fires, and he's got it complete right in the middle of the field as he goes off to Artel Howell. Down to the 4-yard line.
We've seen some contact in this ball game, and we're only one half in.
Yeah, we'll see many more, my friend.
Pickup of 9, 2nd and 1, and now you see Vigor with a little momentum here for the first time tonight. Thompson rolls out, looks to the corner of the end zone. It's nearly picked off and nearly caught. 2nd and 1, they take a shot.
Yeah, I think he had him, man, but he just wasn't confident in his arm to get it in there. Thought on his first read he was there, but then he goes to his second one and causes a crowd there.
Yep.
A little bit late. And the crowd is on the other team that joined him.
Robert Block had a chance. But that one went just through his hands for the Leopards. Thompson rolls out again, looking to throw it back to the far side. There's some contact, and that'll be pass interference, and we'll set a 1st and goal here.
Yeah, that reminds me of that play the guys on the other side of the plains there ran with the deceased tight end.
I'm not sure who you're referring to, Vic.
I know exactly who he is.
Yeah, I do too. I just want to see if he could say it.
That kid was a good player.
He was a great player and a great loss to society as well. Gone way too soon.
You have a talented tight end that can run a little bit. You just kind of cross him against the grain, and he runs away from people. They tried it right there. It was a little more convoluted.
2 tight ends in the I formation. Haven't seen this in a while.
Some power football.
Tarvin and Whitson in behind Thompson. Give it off to Whitson on the left side. He's in for a Wolfpack touchdown.
He breaks the initial tackle, keeps his feet moving, and he gets in the end zone. That ignites the Vigor crowd, makes the offense feel a lot better about themselves. The entire Vigor team feel a lot better about themselves.
And look across the way. It's no longer a green oil painting. That's a bunch of fans now that are having a big time. They've been waiting.
They've been sitting on their hands and looked still. You thought it was a painting over there.
It looked like an oil painting. It was a very, very attractive oil painting.
Yeah.
But now they've got something to cheer about, Jim, right before the half.
Eric Feltz Jr. to come on for the PAT to try to cut it to 20-7 with 2 minutes to go.
Here's our guy right here.
Flag prior to the snap.
Encroachment on the defense. Repeat, done, time down.
Taurus Russell is the holder.
Still going to kick it?
Yeah, I thought about maybe you don't have to try to go for two, but you here you're with Blount not getting two of their PATs and straight up in the air and
almost looked like a punt, didn't it?
Yeah, up in the air and to the left. And so it's 20-6. But the Wolfpack, they're on the board.
Back in the game.
Jalen Whitsitt, the senior, with the first touchdown of the year for the Vigor Wolves. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Dick Lockett, Tara Reeves on the sideline. Jared Kihos back in the truck. We'll let him out of the truck one of these years, maybe. He's back in the truck.
Well, who's going to make me look good if he's up here or out of the truck?
Doing a great job. Our crew, well, I know it wasn't as hot today as it's been, for the past, 419 days, it feels like. But
that's relative.
This has not been a hot summer.
They were out here early today. They were out here earlier than the tailgaters, getting everything set up to open the season. 5 plays, 62 yards, a minute 42 seconds off the clock for Vigor's first score of the night and of the season. And if the defense can make a stand here, as Dan said, they deferred after the kickoff, and they'll get the ball back to open the second half and kind of change this game around a bit.
Able to make some big plays and a big drive. Blount has been more efficient and really more dominant on the line of scrimmage and been able to establish a more traditional running game. But Vigor, a lot of heart, a lot of resilience, and some guys can make some big plays, so they're never out of it.
Eric Phelps Jr. Kickoff, tries the onside kick to the far side. Ball is loose, and the Wolfpack have it. Had not gone the 10 yards, but it was touched first by a Leopard player.
Which makes it a live football from that point on.
And at the 48-yard line, now Vigor really in business here with 2 minutes and 1 second to go in the first half.
Yeah, and it all happens right in front of their own bench. How exciting is that for the coaching staff, for the team? They're all right there to watch it happen. Watch them. Our ball.
And you don't think it was strategic to kick it toward their sideline?
Gonna ask you
absolutely.
Jaharvey Reese Chapman go off his hands. He's a defensive lineman, defensive end, kind of was up there on that far side. That was a good hard kick by Phelps Jr.
He's just a good player.
Yep. So Vigor definitely with the momentum on their side. Thompson looking in the backfield, floats this one off to Whitsitt, and Whitsitt at midfield, and wow. Cortland Martin grabs him and brings him down from behind, and Whitsitt and Martin with a little shoving at the end of it. Tony Overstreet came and finished him off. There was contact all over that play.
Yeah, a little bit of extracurriculars. Calm down there toward the end.
Tell you what I saw was a really nice throw by Thompson.
Yeah, a little touch pass, huh?
Yeah, man. It's the only way you can get it there.
Pick up with 5. Second and 5 here for the Wolfpack. Thompson, far side again. Another nice throw. Gets that one off to Jackson. He's going to be right at the sticks, and he's going to fight for the first down to the 40-yard line. That'll stop the clock. I see a little confidence growing in Thompson here.
Yeah, and Thompson, I think Jackson has got the confidence born with it. He doesn't need an infusion. He's just waiting to make another big play.
Say hello to Patrick Ivey checking in, watching the game down in Orange Beach. From the 40. First down, Wolfpack. Near side again, able to get it off. Eric Johnson, his first catch of the night, and he's going to be close. Be just shy of a first down up near the 30.
They get the onside kick, and now they're moving it. Got a defense back on their heels a little bit. And the defense was also giving Vigor some underneath yards.
Yeah, all they needed was a little confidence, and as you can see, it's starting to come out now. Start believing in what you've been practicing all year.
Timeout taken here with .103 left.
Crowd, huh?
Huge crowd. And the game's live on TV. Hey, Steve Savarius, do you notice this? Like when the game's live on TV, huge crowds show up. There's no correlation between the two. Our
Jim's working on his
UA Early College Game of the Week, sponsored by our friends at the Sheriff's Office in Mobile and Baldwin County and the Drug Education Council.
Sam Cochran and Huey and Pulse and Mac.
Yeah, man.
That's a Southern sheriff, isn't it?
Ain't that the truth?
I'll probably get pulled over in Baldwin County.
I hope not. Not now.
Second and less than a yard. Thompson scrambles out, now looks, leaves this one nowhere, but they're going to get a pass interference on Jackson, who was battling over there in the far corner with Josh Norwood.
Now, they're going to get him in high school for not looking his head around, Jim, or they're going to get the offensive guy for yanking him and trying to get there.
Well, and then there's the hole. That ball wasn't even close to catchable, but that doesn't matter.
That's might just the third factor.
It might just be illegal contact is what they'll
How
call
about
it.
we just pick it up and let's play?
I think they're going to say it's against, I'm going to say it's against Jackson.
You would be wrong.
Wow.
But Jackson, you know, is just a really, really good athlete, and they got at.
Pass interference. Defense. 15 yards. Previous spot.
The thing is, he didn't get his head
First
around.
down.
He was just playing the receiver,
Yeah.
so
Well,
they probably wanted to get him.
The only reason I said that is because there were 4 Blount players pointing toward Vigor, and I said, well, of course, I got this one figured out. I'll look real smart here. Instead,
I think they were sparring. Each of them could have been guilty.
Thompson. Oh, it's held on to incomplete. Wow, having a chance to come up with a pick on the near side was Robert Locke. He had a chance to get that one in the end zone, and then that one, you heard that one go off the pads.
I love it when Jim gets excited by defensive plays.
He does
rare
every now
there.
and then. Wow.
He's trying to come to Howell.
Good shot there by Jared to show us what actually happened in detail.
That was Vanya Kai giving us the great shot down there.
He's showing out because his spouse is here. Vanya's showing out.
2nd and 10. Thompson gets it off, dropped. Ooh, that was Jackson.
Running before he catches it.
Yeah, if you're playing against Blount, you probably.
Thinking about that?
Yeah, I think so. If they're coming.
It's the 3rd and 10 here. Where Vigor really, after pulling off that onside kick, pass interference penalty and a couple of first downs, really would come away with some points here right before the half. They get the ball to start the 3rd and 10. Thompson looking for the fade to the corner, up, and this one will be picked off. As Josh Norwood goes up, but the official gave us a touchdown signal there for, I was like,
it's the first game for those deceivers as well.
That one overthrown, and Norwood,
Man,
went up and took it away.
who was one-on-one with him again? Was it Jackson?
Yeah, they faked the screen and went deep.
He's trying to go to Howell.
Okay.
And now with 38 seconds.
Not a bad play call. You know, you think you'd catch him sleeping back there, but those defensive backs for Blount have been pretty much spot on in their coverage.
Well, Alvin Dempsey, we talked to him before the game, and he's the defensive back coach. And he said when I showed up, I was like, the cupboard's not bare. I've got some kids who can run. We're going to be okay.
Yeah.
They were concerned about him in the preseason. He said, no, we're going to be all right.
They're fine. They're fine to me tonight. Let's do this first half.
38 seconds left. They give it off. Trajan Pugh trying to get to the outside. Hey, we had an emailer, Terry Monique Hives, emailing in and wanted to know what the overall series was. Who had the lead in the series? Tiger Wolves lead the series 33-12. But Blount
I thought it was Blount leading the series.
Blount had won. Blount has lost 2 straight, but after 14 straight wins, they won over Blount. Blount has won the last 2 in a row. But
Vigor had the streak.
Vigor had the streak of 14 in a row. We broadcast the game a couple of years ago when the streak came to an end.
Right here.
Yeah, when Blount got the victory. So we are through a half. And Terry, thanks for emailing in on Hey Guys. And let's go down. Tara's got Coach Lev Holly. Tara.
Coach, Jacoby Davis is seeing his first start at quarterback tonight. He's already given your team 3 touchdowns. Are you surprised at all at how well he's handling that role?
No, I'm not. I think it's all about preparation. We talked about it being development, and he's had a great offseason. And we told him in the locker room, we was going to go where he'd take us. So couldn't be more proud with him, but hey, we got 24 more minutes, and we got to go finish it out.
And you said in order to come out on top tonight, you had to win the turnover battle. You just saw your defense force their 2nd turnover of the night. Talk about the intensity they're playing with right now.
You got to play high level. That's one thing we talk about, the energy, sacrifice, direction. That being process over pleasure, love before light, and commitment before choice. So we just got to live the code and do it brick by brick.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thanks, Tara. Our halftime score, 20-6. The Blount Leopards have the lead. Vigor, a late touchdown there, had a chance for another one, but turned it over. Their 2nd turnover of the first half. And there's our halftime score. We'll come back and we'll have 2 great bands coming up for you here at the half on the UTV 44 Game of the Week, Week 1. UTV 44 Game of the Week, time for our halftime show, brought to you by Mobile Bay Harley-Davidson. And it's time to go down and enjoy the Vigor Band here tonight from Blount.
Announcers, Alicia Betty, Teresa Brown, Dakota Watson, Assistant Director, Ashley Reese, and Director of Band, December 3rd II. This has been another Leopard Band production, and we're saying peace. And we're out of here.
Our Mobile Bay Harley-Davidson halftime show here at Harris Terry Stadium. We enjoyed Vigor's band. Let's now go down and listen to the home team band, Blount Marching Leopards. Big crowd here tonight on the campus of Blount High School at Harris Terry Stadium. They're about ready to get the second half underway. We are as well. The Blount Leopards with a 20-6 lead over Vigor. Boy, Vigor got the touchdown late with 2 minutes to go. Onside kick, and then had a chance but turned it over late. They could have used that touchdown.
Yeah, they could have. They get the ball first here in the second half. And by the way, when you look at that crowd, you say, who's still at home? Great turnout here tonight.
All right, so Vigor, they got to get some more points on this drive, though. But that Blount defense has been stingy all night, Vic.
They have been playing them well. They're looking like the team that's ready to come out and just throw punches left and right. But Vigor's got something to get their confidence, so they should build on that.
Blount offense got things going. They jumped out to an early lead. This was 82-yard touchdown pass to Collins Woods, third play of the game. We had 2 penalties, and then this one is Jacoby Davis hits Collins Woods, and it was 8-0 Blount at that point, and then they pitch it to Trayvon Pugh, and he goes in for a touchdown to make it 14-0, and then 20-0 came with a lightning-like strike there to Kyle Cass from Jacoby Davis, and then getting on the board here was Jaden Winsett for the Vigor Wolves, and that's our score, 20-6. See the total offense, Blount 249 yards of total offense to just 97.
Despite the penalties.
Yeah, they're for the Vigor Wolves, and penalties, a lot of them there in the first half. 8 against the Blount Leopards. And Jackson with 2 catches for 33 yards, and Collins Woods 2 catches for 95 yards. And we're about ready to open things up here in quarter number 3. And let's go down to Tara's. I know she had a chance to catch up with Derek Scott as he came out of the locker room. Tara.
I sure did, Jim. So Coach Scott said he needs to see more consistency on both sides of the ball. Defensively, they blew a coverage on that first touchdown that they allowed for Blount. But overall, he's actually pleased with the way that they're sort of fighting through these first game jitters. But he said during the second half, they've really got to establish the run game in order to put up some more points on the board and ultimately win this game. Jim?
Thanks, Tara, as we get ready to open things up here in quarter 3. Vigor will get the ball unless, maybe Blount, does a little something on, they've already tried one onside kick that went 4.5 yards, and that didn't work too well.
I don't see that coming. One thing about talking about the fight, you always see a lot of fight in these teams anyway, Blount and Vigor. But when it's Blount against Vigor, man, you're going to get every ounce that these guys have got. And that's, I think, how we saw Vigor bounce back in a game where it looked like they were being dominated, almost with a chance to pull within 1 touchdown right before the half.
Well, their principal kind of prophesized it there. He said, they're going to come back, they're going to fight, they're going to play, and that's exactly what's going to happen. This is not over until the fourth quarter is ended, and, look for Vigor to come back in the second half. They, despite having that faux pas at the end of the half, they did get some points. Give them a little bit of confidence, and like I said, hopefully they'll build off of that.
Kyle Cass will kick for the Leopards. How about those bands at halftime?
A lot of fun.
Wow.
And a lot of people show up for that, and then they exit. And someone else replaces them.
Cass kicks this one, and will it go out of bounds? No, picked up on the far side, and Howell to the 30. And that's where we'll see the Vigor offense come out here. That Blount defense was actually on the field for a lot there in the latter stages of the second quarter.
Yeah, you're right. They kind of flipped it around there a little bit. Vigor did. Another thing to watch is Vigor's really not started any drive where they were pinned back deep. This is not great field position, but it's better than average. But they probably have averaged starting around their own 40-45 yard line.
They'll start this one at the 30. We saw Jeff Thompson really pick up some confidence there in that second quarter.
Throwing and running.
And we'll open things up here in quarter number 3. Jackson comes in motion. They give it to him, and he drops the ball. And the third Vigor turnover of the night. And Cortland Martin falls right on it. The ball has been bouncing Blount's way when it's on the ground for them. Or from the Leopards.
Yeah, take a look at Cortland. He's looking to make the play, but then they give him a little something extra besides just making a play. He'll take the football.
Kind of gets pitched up to the face mask a little bit of Jackson. I don't know if that was designed to be a quick little pitch or to be a handoff. You see a lot of times where they do pitch it at short range, which I never quite understand.
Well, let me tell you what I've heard. The reason they pitch it is because those receivers are used to catching balls rather than getting handoffs.
Got it.
So
Okay.
they go ahead and pitch it to them,
Yep.
and it allows them to go ahead and do what they normally do.
Makes sense.
That's why we have the big fella in the booth.
That's
Insight right there. I mean, really, that was great. That was great insight, Big
I
Clock.
watch a lot of football. I ain't practicing it, though.
So now, Blount with great field position after the third Vigor turnover. Jacoby Davis. And now Trayvon Pugh drops the ball. And the Vigor Wolves will get it back.
Sudden change again. Both teams having a little trouble coming out of the locker room.
I think that was Frederick Austin may have been at the bottom of the pile. Maybe Jamarcus Lewis. And we got an injured Leopard here. That just never, that was LeBaron Jones. Make that Jamarcus Poe Malden.
And I think he took a look at the defense before he secured the football.
Yeah, Desmond Little ended up with the ball in his hand.
Yeah.
Saw Kobe McCovery. It's a little slow to get up, but he's headed to the sideline, and now
jogging off well, so
Vigor,
he's okay. Give him some power and get back in the football game.
Vigor back with the football.
You know, I'll tell you who showed up in the frame again, as he always does. Off the edge was Eric Phelps, the quarterback, number 31, Eric Phelps Jr. He just stays very busy and very productive. He's coming on a corner blitz, and I think that was some of the activity that was in the eyesight of the running back that gave him some pause.
Yeah, broke his concentration.
Yep.
And, you know, and you had a wide receiver in running the football, taking a handoff.
And he's not accustomed to that.
See, right there what Rick Lockett was just talking about. And Tarvin to the 31-yard line.
What would Vigor like to do right here? That. Even a little more successfully. They would like to get 4, 5, 8 yards, quick passes to the side and attack downfield occasionally, but they'd really like to establish the line of scrimmage, and it's not been easy at all, and primarily because of Cortland Martin, number 11.
He has been so disruptive.
Man.
Just a junior.
Who are we going to see this year play better than him?
We've got 10 more weeks to find out.
I know. Maybe even jumping
Sit back
the gun.
and enjoy the fun, huh?
Yeah. Setting the bar high. And now Thompson wants to keep it himself, and he cuts it up the middle, and now he's going to get to the outside. And he's got a first down for the Leopards up to the 40. Just what you were talking about, Dan, as they gained 9 on that one. And first down here for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, that has been their most successful play, the quarterback, just pulling the football out and just making something happen.
Well, you got everybody spread out, able to kind of duck in and find a crease. There he is. Look who it is.
Yeah, makes a play getting away from Martin that time.
Getting away from Martin. Martin, again, wins.
Well, that's priority one. Get away from him, huh?
Yeah, Martin beats his block. And Thompson cuts inside.
Cass made the stop. High snap. Thompson rolls out. Pressure coming.
Guess who?
Flips it off, and good job to get that one away.
Yeah, I could have guessed that with my eyes closed. Cortland Martin, number 11.
Applying the pressure.
And Thompson a little, he's shaking up a little bit, limping on that one. I'm not sure he's going to.
He grabbed his abdomen area, and it looks like he's going to shake it off and play football.
I think he's going to have to. He's looking to the sideline.
Wow, he looks banged up pretty good.
2nd and 10. Flips it out to Jackson on the far side, and James Jackson across the 45.
I'll tell you now, he hasn't made the huge play yet, but I really like the keg of dynamite this kid is, and sooner or later, and certainly down the line during the Vigor schedule, he's going to make a lot of people pay.
Yeah, now Thompson comes out, and they'll run James Jackson out of the Wildcat here.
Got him spread out. Jackson can pick where he's going.
3rd and 4. He wants to keep it. Ran into his own man and doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage. He collided with Jalen Whitsitt, and it was a pretty big collision between the two.
Yeah, the timing was completely off on that play and just kind of discombobulated from the word go.
So it'll be 4th down at the 45, and they're going to send the punt team in.
Checking out the game here in the second half with me. We got Jason Cannell and his son Cameron sitting back, enjoying the little football.
Love getting those texts from our friends who are watching.
Yeah, they are enjoying this one. There's a lot of folks in the stands as well as folks at home in front of their sets.
And so now, let's see here. Feltz Jr. was not lined up as deep as usual to punt, and he calls timeout. And if you're Vigor, you'd probably rather not have to use a timeout just 3 minutes and 20 seconds into the third quarter. But that drive was going okay until Thompson got banged up. And who was the one who banged him up? It was Cortland Martin who got him on that incomplete pass. He was really hobbled.
There's a lot of guys playing pretty well tonight. A lot of people playing with high motors, but I don't think anybody's outplaying Cortland Martin. Oh, Vic knew something. He was sitting on some information. And
yeah, Wednesday night at church, his strength coach, Coach Terry.
You got to get invited to those dinners, man.
He told me, he said
12
he's
years,
going to
not
be the
one
bell
time.
cow. He started talking about one of the DBs, and then he moved to that linebacker, and I was like, oh, really? He said, yeah, he can really play.
You know, the impression I got from Lev Holly when I visited with him about a week ago was, you know, without being braggadocious, it was just like, we're good.
Well, he's validating it tonight.
Yeah. And he was in no way
Now they fake it as they up-snap it to Eric Feltz Jr., and he's got the first down, but there's a flag.
Oh.
We'll see if there was motion before the snap. Oh, they pulled it off beautifully.
Now, who called the timeout? Was it Blount or Vigor?
It was Vigor called the timeout.
They called the timeout to go ahead and set this up, huh?
And they didn't even put Eric Feltz Jr. back to punt formation. They put him as the up man. And Jeff Thompson usually punts it back there, so they didn't.
It appears it's going to be on Vigor.
Ooh.
Well, that kid, though, 31.
He was our guest on the pregame show.
And look at him now. It's like, okay, I did my job, and now it's coming back. So he was a little dejected, but he'll bounce back quick.
I didn't see much. I didn't see anything before the snap there. But they had brought, because Thompson's the punter, they had brought Anthony Walker back there to punt. But all that doesn't matter now, except for the fact that we'll see if they have Feltz try to punt. Now they're going to have Walker punt. Thompson's usually their punter, but he got dinged up on that series. And now, kind of get the feeling Vigor's not going to get this one off and going to get another penalty here because the play clock. Ooh, now they call another timeout.
Wow. I would have just go ahead and taken the penalty.
Yeah, I'm not
but
sure.
The kids, I think, called the timeout.
Yeah, they did.
Ahead of the coach.
So 2 timeouts in 8 seconds here for the Wolfpack. Special teams. You see it in a lot of games at a lot of levels how important they can be, and the kid's a little deflated there after not getting the first down.
We've seen teams that do special teams especially well, and it's actually led them to wins because of that. So, yeah, right there, you just take the penalty and take your medicine, go back 5 yards, because now you're down to 1 timeout.
Yeah. Fred Riley explained to us on the board one time how 1 missed extra point cost him a state championship. I think Fred broke that down for us one time, didn't he?
Fred's broken a lot of things down for us.
He was so proud of the way his defense played last night.
Should have been.
Yeah. They lost 3-0 to Daphne. Daphne's defense was stifling. Walker with a good punt. Blount didn't even put anyone back. They were happy to let this one roll, and takes a nice Vigor roll all the way to the 15-yard line. And let's send it back down to Tara again. She's got another Educator Spotlight brought to you by Coastal Alabama Community College. Tara.
I sure do, Jim. I'm joined with the Blount band director, James Stallworth. And Mr. Stallworth, this is the Battle of Pritchard, but we just witnessed the Battle of the Bands. Talk about what goes into a performance like we just witnessed.
Well, we have to work really hard. We've been practicing for about 3 weeks to prepare for this show. And actually, during the summer, we've been coming summer camp Monday through Friday and working 6 a.m. to 12 noon, practicing every day trying to get ready for this performance. So it's a lot. It's a whole lot goes into it, and the kids are really really having a good time. So the Battle of Pritchard, it's a lot of people here, the sound, the excitement. The kids are turning it up right now, so we just having a ball.
And we're having fun watching you, Stallworth. So talk also about the band program as a whole.
Well, the Blount High School Band is a comprehensive program. We have a symphonic band, concert band, pep band, jazz band, and you can see the marching Leopard band. So we got a lot of things going on. We're having a good time, but more importantly, we're here to support this football team and this school, Mattie Thomas Blount High School. This is my 14th year here. And it's been just going, it kind of went before I knew it, but I'm just glad to be here, and we're having a great time.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mr. Stallworth. Back up to you, Jim.
Now, when Mr. Stallworth breaks down the film of his band performance, I think he's going to be really happy what he watches there.
Well,
because, I mean, the press box was, again, shaking up here.
It was fun, and you can see the enthusiasm that he brings to it.
Mm-hmm.
He's... And how about the fact going to 6 a.m. to noon every day? Like there's a...
I feel for the surrounding neighbors. That's what I feel for.
Yeah, Mr. Stallworth, I mean, SEC schools trying to get him to be the band director. He's always trying to take him away. You're right. They 6 a.m. to noon and out here making lots of noise. And
that scare away the fish, doesn't it, Jim?
I don't know. We have the stereo pretty loud sometimes, Vic. Third and long. Looking to the near side for LeBaron Jones with a little, did he get away with a little elbow there, Vic Lockett?
Hey, he's got a right to the football as well as the DB. I mean, it's not like basketball when you're in the paint and you're there first, you're going to get the charge.
Terrace Russell was back there with pretty good coverage.
Russell came over as a safety, and Jones is like,
excuse me.
What? Yeah. Excuse me. Like a guy that had to get off the elevator quicker than you. Like, I'm sorry, I'm late for a meeting.
Like you're not late for your event, right?
But you know what? I'm with you, though, Vic. I mean, he had every right to the ball, too.
Yeah, it's not like basketball.
Jacoby Davis with a nice toss. First down for the Leopards, and now he wants to go to the other side and looking for Collins Woods. And broken up as that one just a hair underthrown. But how about Terrace Russell goes all the way over there to make the play on the far side of the field?
I was going to say that was a long throw because it was deep sideline route on the opposite side, the opposite hash, or the opposite end of the field. So he had to hoist that a long way and just underthrew it just a hair.
He's trying to go to Collins Woods, who had the 82-yard touchdown reception to open things up here in the first quarter tonight. Now we'll give it to Pugh on the right side, and Pugh's brought down at the 41, and in there Terrace Russell to make the tackle. That's 3 plays in a row that he's been all over the field.
Yeah.
The elbow to the head didn't slow him down.
A little out of breath. These Blount running backs, too. Tell you what, they run hard.
They've got some skills.
Yeah, they got skills, and they have balance, and they certainly give you a lot of effort. They give you everything they have on each play, and it totals up.
Third and 7. Jacoby Davis pulls it down, got a nice block, and then hurdles through a hole, and going to be a little short of the first down.
Yeah, LeBaron Jones, a devastating block out there. One of the wide receivers doing a Hines Ward out there to help his quarterback out.
Let's see if they take a heat timeout. They will indeed take the heat timeout as we're halfway through the third quarter. Blount and Vigor here on UTV 44, opening up the season. Huge crowd. Hope you're enjoying this one at home, and we'll take a timeout here. Come back. 4th and 3 coming up, and the Leopards look like they're going to go for it again. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Vic Lockett, Tara Reeves on the sideline. Jared Kihas in the truck with our huge crew here tonight on UTV 44 as we bring you high school football open in the 2017 season. It should be easy to get out of here after the game. You know, like it should exit out real quickly.
Jim, you gonna have your chopper land on the 50?
4th and 3. Give it up, and Malden Poe with nowhere to go except backwards all the way back to the 15. And it should say Poe Malden. Jamarcus Poe Malden took the pitch there, and Vigor's defense did a great job to string that one along.
So they like the play call, Vic. Why did you not like the play call? Or why do you think it didn't work?
Well, you know, he was a close proximity. It looks like he wanted to pitch it, And then, you know, they just weren't ready. That was doomed from the beginning. He'd have handed it off, maybe the back would have had.
And he might have been able to cut it back where he had the big hole.
Yeah, so it was miscommunication. That was a stretch play, and I think the quarterback got confused there.
He also had Kadarian Dale crossing that line of scrimmage and had penetration.
Credit to defense. You got 9 people on the football. You got to like that every time.
All right, Thompson back in and fires it short as he tried to come to Eric Johnson.
It'll be interesting to see if we see Thompson look 100% because he got banged up pretty good. And at quarterback, they're going to be asking him to do a lot of things. He's running well tonight. He's made some good plays through the air. And he's going to be crucial to be at optimum health and strength to get Vigor back in it.
Got a good one going on the hill in Spanish Fort right now. 13-13 McGill and Spanish Fort. How about Fairhope leading St. Paul's 21-17 in the third. It's a bit of a shocker. UMS all over Mary G 35-0. And pre-snap flag here on the Wolves.
It's a UMS team that was replacing its quarterback and its running back, so looks like they've filled those needs.
Prior to the snap, ball start, offense, 5 yards, still second down.
2nd and 15 here for Vigor. Jeff Thompson rolls out to his right, fire middle, and boy, it looked like Johnson, if he pulled that down, would have had a little room there, and he would maybe just a little high and wide on the throw with pressure.
Yeah, but I can tell you, if he was, you may have thought he had room, but the guy that he would have gotten around, if theoretically he could have, would have been Cortland Martin, number 11, defensive end, and he's
kind of a room takeaway.
Yeah, he's defending his outside shoulder. He was there to make the play.
It's kind of like what Dan Brennan says when Lockett shows up in the press box, the room gets a little smaller. He takes up some room here.
Yeah.
3rd and 15.
Suddenly becomes a changing room at J.C. Penney. It's like, what's going on?
A couple extra pancakes.
Thompson rolls out, has time, sets his feet, fires right at the sticks, and he's going to have a first down to James Jackson.
That's nice work by that quarterback.
It is.
Slide over. You don't have to just run wild. Like you said, set your feet, throw the football.
Yeah, and it's a good idea to look in the direction of the third team because he's probably gotten himself open, and he's a competitor.
He went just past the sticks.
He just slides over here to the left, sets up, slings it.
Jackson made himself a good target.
Yep.
Real big there, showing his numbers.
3rd and 15 completion.
Big time play.
Let's see if Thompson can build off this. For a minute there, I thought he started pressing, but right there he settled himself back down and played football.
The Vigor's not run the ball like they wanted to tonight.
No.
They've not been able to do that.
No, they really haven't.
The 11s took that away.
And David Tarvin
taking 1 year as well.
Get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. You know, since Lev Howley's got here to Blount in his tenure, his defense has given up just about 14 points a game on average over the 2 years, and looks like early indications are might be looking at much the same this year.
Yeah, that kind of team, and you know, Lev will be the first one to tell you he's got players. He's got kids that can play this game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he's a big brick by brick culture guy, but you got to start out by having the bricks. He feels like he's got them.
I would agree. He floats this one out of the backfield and couldn't get Jaden Whitsitt. Also learned about Lev Howley that had he won Powerball on the drawing on Wednesday night or Thursday night, whenever that Wednesday night, he wasn't going to be here tonight. He just said, you know, I asked Vic during the pregame.
I'm shocked by that.
The pregame, I said, okay, Dan Brennan, I said, I know if you win Powerball this week, I assume you'll show up Friday, but how about next Friday? And he said, no, I won't be here. Derek Scott said, I won't be there next Friday. Lev Howley said, not next Friday, I won't be here this Friday.
I think Lev was kidding, but
I think he was too, man. He loves it too much. It's in his blood. He loves his kids so much.
Yeah, you know what? $750 million?
He would not pull a Spurrier on him. Or a Terry Blount, for that matter.
I think Terry got shown the door.
Back to the snap. False start. Offense, 5 yards.
Another third and
Still
long.
third down.
Now, that was a fun little pregame show we had with Derek and Lev Holly coming to join us, which is fun too. Guys, we love sitting down and having a chance to talk with.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I would have showed up if y'all would have brought the mic to Fogo de Chao. That's my favorite restaurant in Atlanta.
Big wins, $750 million, and he's going all the way to Atlanta.
To eat first.
3rd and 15. You could have them bring it to your house, Vic. 3rd and 15.
You're flying the chef.
On your new jet. Thompson looks far side again, and it's incomplete. Goes off the hands of Howell. 4th and 15 from midfield coming up.
Good delivery again by Thompson. Just couldn't complete it on the wide receiver end of it.
We got to punt it.
That opportunity, they got a stalemate against our guy, Cortland. So had a chance and some time to deliver it, and he did it. Just couldn't finish the deal.
Stalemate against Cortland is a win.
Sure.
Blount again sends no one back deep.
Looking for the fake. They're in the base defense.
Cortland Martin got upended by Eric Peltz Jr. as he was rushing in. And look at Cortland Martin goes over and slaps his hand and said, that was a good hit. That was really, Vic Lockett saw that too. That was really cool.
Martin's got about 60 pounds on Phelps.
Yep. More of our friends bringing the high school football here on UTV 44 each and every Friday night. Greers since 1916. Alabama Orthopedic Clinic.
I thought I saw a flag on the play here, so he was penalized.
Personal foul against Blount.
They'll back him up a little more.
Half the distance. Well, if you're Vigor, if you could just do some type of turnover when you got him pinned back here.
Yeah, but we haven't seen either team pinned back like this very often. A lot of the games been played between the 40s. So this is an opportunity for a Vigor defense, but also
at least to flip the field again to get some great field position. But
yeah, you got to be careful though. You're playing with fire with this Blount offense because they've got people that can screen down the sidelines and make something into 6.
Rolling out. That's Jacoby Davis. Yeah, did a good job to kind of one-hand that snap. It was down to his right
play.
Yeah, and he did a good job to get out of there because he had to scramble out of the end zone. Davis is impressed tonight.
I like him. Yeah, he can take this team a long way.
I loved his personality. We met him after the taping of the pregame show on Wednesday night.
Yeah, all smiles. And
we just had been introduced to Dan Brennan. So, I mean, who isn't all smiles at that point?
That could be an emotional juncture in someone's life.
Give in the inside, Trajan Pugh fighting ahead, and he's going to have a first down and up to the 19-yard line.
I mean, these kids fight. You talk about Pugh. He's not the only one, too, on this offense. You give him the ball, he's going to give you what he's got.
Naples come in there, be a bit of a change of back. And
he's the guy I was looking for, right?
Overstreet comes in.
Overstreet, the big bruiser.
Big Lockett, is it not worth coming to a game up here at Blount just to hear Coach Santee Gamble on the PA?
Isn't he just a gem?
Trying to get out to the outside was Pugh, and good job there by the...
When you come here, you get all kinds of entertainment.
Desmond Little with us out there.
Football game, you get the bands, you get Coach Gamble.
Tailgating, great food.
Yes. Just an atmosphere like none other.
The field looks great.
It does.
Great job by the grounds crew here in the off season, keeping the field.
I don't know who's doing. who's to thank, boosters or whoever, but they've taken great pride in the field. And, of course, you should, because that's where your players are going to, perform on Friday night.
Davis looking to the near side. Collins Woods and good coverage to the near side. And that is Taurus Russell. Well, he's had a tough assignment tonight. Oh, Collins Woods is down right in front of the Vigor coaches, right in front of us.
Blount coach is there taking a look at him.
I should say the Blount coach, excuse me, yes. Kind of sometimes see a receiver fall awkwardly when they turn their back.
Good sportsmanship by both teams, taking a knee while the injuries were intended to.
Woods ends up one-on-one with a safety down here.
He's been with a lot.
Oh, yeah. He did kind of land awkwardly. Might have got the wind knocked out of him, basically. He's back up. That might have been it.
Yeah. Hopefully that's...
Prayerfully, is that okay?
Is there not many worse feelings in the world than that, is there, Vic Lockett?
But at least it's temporary.
Yeah, the wind gets knocked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think you're just going through the electric chair, you're getting the injection, you're getting shot, all in one split second. Just the worst thing you could ever imagine.
None of that ever occurred to me, but I've had it happen. But
it just feels like the world is dying.
It's not good.
No, not good at all.
3rd and 10 coming up here for the Leopards, and good to see Collins Woods there.
You notice they got that one first down, and then they let it loose again.
There we go again. Davis hitting the backfield, scrambling. Now more pressure coming, and he'll finally be dropped after a gain of maybe 1. And Frederick Austin was there to help finish him off.
Good job by Austin again.
And we'll see if Vigor can get some good field position out of this as they hold the Leopards to just 1 first down. We'll bring the punt team on here as we're down to the final minute of the 3rd quarter. Next week we'll be back across the bay, Daphne and Spanish Fort here on UTV 44.
Those two schools are a lot closer than these two are.
You're right.
Geographically.
We like those rivals.
Yep.
They usually put on a show.
Pass with a high punt. Fair catch called for at the 49-yard line by Howell.
Good decision by Howell. Fair catching, secure the ball, give his offense good field position.
They haven't done much, and yet their defense is keeping in this game. Defense, field position, 20-6. Ball on the other side of midfield.
Still got a quarter to go.
McGill has taken the lead over Spanish Fort 20-13. St. Paul's has come back. Now they lead Fairhope 24-21 in the 4th quarter. Baker 26-8 over Murphy. Cottage Hill leads Satsuma 14-13. Bayside still trailing St. James. The St. James playoff game several years ago. Remember that?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Jimmy Perry coaching up there now?
He's at one of those schools up there. I'm not sure it's St. James, though. He's at a private school in Montgomery.
Blount takes the timeout.
Jimmy Perry actually took the job to be closer to his grandchild.
Yep.
Closer to the family.
Always a good decision.
We liked having Jimmy Perry in town the short time he was here. All right,
he was great.
We had our trivia question earlier. So this is the 12th year. Back in 2006, we started on UTV 44. Who were the head coaches of these two teams? Dan Brennan is like cannot wait, like to get in the back of the classroom.
May I?
Please, Dan Brennan.
I think Ben Harris was back at Blount, and Kerry Stevenson was at Vigor.
There you got it.
There you go, Dan Brennan.
Oh, wow.
Dan Brennan.
They're going to put me in the Pritchard Hall of Fame. Get me in the hall, man.
You are the hall. What do you mean?
Coach Harris is here.
Yeah, we saw him earlier.
Tonight.
Yeah, I saw him doing halftime and loved him and said hello.
I know Kerry's still up at Alabama. He's got
loving life.
I talk with him on a very regular basis.
He's up enjoying the process.
Yes.
here we
Still
go.
pull for his Vigor Wolves, though.
Motion. They put Desmond Little, the big linebacker. They have Jackson and flags. It might be a face mask on that play. So they put Desmond Little, the big 6'5" linebacker, who Alabama has already offered. Bring him on, and he was coming in motion a little bit, and then had Jackson to Wildcat. And I think it's a face mask at the end of that play there. Let's see here if I'm right.
Personal foul. Face mask. On the defense. 15 yards and the end of the run.
I'll tell you what, Vigor Wolves not going away peacefully here.
You know, you brought up that Desmond Little. I've been waiting to see him make a play. They tell me he anchors the 4x4 track team. Great speed. May be the fastest player on their football team.
That's, you know, he's got all the measurables. That's why Little is so coveted. And I guess people like Alabama
you can't teach speed.
You cannot teach speed. And they figure, we'll teach him what he does know when he gets here.
Sure.
Down to the 30, and Jackson squirts out of one tackle and gets up to the 26-yard line. And the Blount sideline saying, hey, Vigor moved before that ball was snapped, but no flag, and we're through 3 here tonight. Big Lockett, you got to train harder in the offseason, buddy. We're just getting ready to come in the 4th here.
Yeah.
Stay with me.
They have to give me the water, buddy.
20-6. Blount with a lead. Vigor driving as we'll start the 4th coming up after this. 2nd down. Fired incomplete as we start the 4th. James Jackson still in there at quarterback for Vigor. Now he's used to being there. They run a lot of Wildcat packages.
Yep, you're right. And
for him.
Yep.
3rd and 5 coming up here to start the 4th quarter. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Vic Lockett, Tara Reeves on the sideline. Jared Kihas in the truck and getting our opening game going here. Been here all day. The crew has. Getting everything set up, and so we can bring you this one tonight from Harris Terry Stadium here on the campus of Blount High School. 3rd and 5. Jackson on the left side trying to get the corner. Needs to be stood up and driven out of bounds and short of the 1st down.
Well, that was rude.
Defenses are not too gentlemanly. I must tell you that.
I'll tell you.
Dan.
Especially in this rivalry.
We'll be cordial after the game.
4th and a long 3 here for the Wolves.
Set up to go for it.
Down 2 touchdowns.
At the 20.
2-by-1 set. 2 tights.
Blount 24.
And pass out of
Jackson looking over the middle, fires and dropped. Oh, had Eric Johnson would have had the 1st down.
Well executed in terms of the route, the pass, just didn't do it on the end.
And it looked like, Jackson kind of went through progressions there a little bit to come back over here. And
or he held it to let him get uncovered there.
Yeah.
Get through the trash in the middle.
For a guy that doesn't throw it that often, he did everything right.
And,
Jackson.
Gave Johnson a chance to make the catch.
Yeah, he did. He put it in his belly. Man, that's a big play.
Yeah. That's one they'd like to do over.
You're driving down here and a chance. That's 2 times. Didn't get in the red zone there, but at the end of the 1st half when they were down there as well. And Jamarcus Lewis, great penetration on the back.
Big kid for a junior. He's 6'1", 285.
Played a fair amount last year as well. And now if you're Blount, you're happy just to kind of take the air out of everything here and line this one up and burn some time off the clock still.
Got to do that by moving the chains and a couple of yards on 1st down and get to cut it.
Actually lost 2, so 2nd and 12, and Caples gets back up near the 30, and we'll bring up 3rd and about 8.
You can just see how deliberately they're going through how often they snap it alone, and that's just good game management when you've got a 2-touchdown lead.
Sure, absolutely.
So we'll call it 3rd and 6 here.
Coach Holly doing a good job. coaching them up. I don't know, game situation.
And, of course, Vigor with only, use those 2 timeouts early in the third there, so they have 1 left. And, this one thrown to the near side, and Caples is going to lunge forward for the first down.
Good execution there.
Yeah. Fresh set of downs coming up here for the Leopards.
Coach Hawley's like clock, tick, tick, tick. Coach Scott's like, let's get a takeaway.
Yep.
There's a well-thrown ball there on third down by Davis.
It was.
Collins Woods back in there. That's good to see. Up the middle, big hit put on. As Trajan Pugh took a big lick, I think Tadarian Dale plays running back on the other side for Vigor as well. He knows what that feels like coming through the hole, but
it's all about payback right here. He'll come up, bang.
Still picks up 3. Back off to Pugh in the middle, but still on his feet.
He just makes move within move, doesn't he?
But he's one of those backs. He's going to be very close. He might have the first down. He's one of those backs that gets lost behind the line, Vic.
Yeah.
And
I said it.
You're a linebacker. You just suddenly you can't see where he's at.
And when he's there, he's by you.
He looks like a sock in the spin cycle. He's little. He's moving a lot. Sometimes he's going forward, but he's always moving.
Yeah.
They thought they were going to have to measure, but they don't. It's a first down.
Keep the sticks.
Now you think about how much time that Vigor defense in the first half spent out there on the field. And now getting well into the fourth quarter here. Caples.
Nice cut.
Spins back and falls out to the 14 as Anthony Walker was there. And Caples
just ushers him down.
Yeah.
That was a good play just for running another 30 seconds off the clock. Right there. It's a 25-second clock, Jim. They just started it right now, so you could say that little spin saved them 30, 35 seconds. Or could have.
Pugh. Wow. The middle, and he's going to push.
He's not down.
Close, and finally Eric Peltz Jr. pulls him down, but I think he's going to have another first down.
Tell you what, Jim, if we get on the field after this game, get a chance to say hello to some of these players, I think we're going to be shocked when we meet Pugh and the size of him after watching him play so hard and so well.
As we're inside 8 minutes. Play clock all the way down to 3, and now Davis snaps it, and Pugh stopped. Penetration there by Eric Peltz Jr. He's going to play till the very final end of the horn at this one, not just when the horn stops. It'll go, and let's go down the sidelines. Tara Reeves. Tara.
Hey, Jim. So for a Leopards offense that's used to the consistency of Kadarius Toney at quarterback the past several years, I spoke with wide receiver Collins Woods about what the transition has been like now adjusting to Jacoby Davis at quarterback. And he said, really, it's just him staying consistent that's going to be productive for the entire offense. He's obviously doing something right with that 82-yard touchdown you saw earlier in the game.
He's looking for another one to Collins Woods, who he was down at the 1, and did he hold on to the football?
I think he did.
I thought he did too, but the official there was trying to see if he got in or not. And just as Tara talks about the consistency from Davis to Collins Woods, and
Say, there's some fans in front of us, and this might get a good. Did he really hold on to it?
Yeah, I think he was trying to stretch the ball a lot to get the touchdown, because I think he secures it, and then he's stretching there, trying to get it past that pile, and then it comes loose. probably again.
He had it outstretched.
Hurt himself.
He didn't bring it to his body. He had it outstretched.
But I mean, I watch a lot of football on Sunday, and I give up trying to know what a catch is and what a catch isn't.
Yeah. Well, they don't have instant replay here, so what we say goes. We do. That was a catch. And I tell you what, hopefully he's okay, but it looks like all the coaching staff goes to check on him.
And
is that Davis, little stutter move?
A little shoulder fake Davis made as well. And
caught, secured, stretching it out.
Well, he almost stretched it to the goal line, too. So, yeah, a good catch. You're used to watching players bring it back to their body to secure it. Woods was confident enough in the catch. Well, he's just stretching it out.
Hey, I want a touchdown.
Yeah.
I'm going to lose my foot in here, but I'm still going to get the TD.
If he missed it in the first half, Woods, who's got a 4.3 GPA, catches a very similar ball for a touchdown, but he's able to stay on his feet. Nearly runs into the arms of his father, Dr. Jerome Woods, who's the principal here.
Yeah, he's not only a coach's son, he's a principal's son. Yeah. His dad played against me at Tulane. His dad was a quarterback and a great Murphy Panther quarterback.
Yeah, he told me to look it up, and he said it did not end well against the Crimson Tide that day.
No. Whenever he and I were playing, that means it was pretty bad for the other team. Let's just put it like that.
Boy, Collins Woods does not. Boy, he looks to be in a lot of pain there.
Yeah, that's kind of surprising. Didn't really see what happened there because there was no defender in the picture.
So they're giving the catch in 1st and goal here for the Leopards. Trajan Pugh takes the direct snap, and he's in for the touchdown, but there is a flag. There's a flag, so this might be motion or a hold. Got a hold against the Leopards. Take the touchdown off the board and pull it back.
And they'll probably reset and you'll just go straight ahead with it.
On the offense, 10 yards. Repeat first down.
You can take that score as we just did off the board there.
Backs it up to the 11. It'll stay 1st and goal here for the Leopards.
Yeah. If they're able to run it in from here, bit by bit.
Yeah, Trajan Pugh at the Wildcat. He's going to keep it.
Same play again.
Trying to spin back away, and he's going to be dropped for a loss for 5. And let's go down and get another injury update on Collins Woods from Tara.
Thanks, Jim. What appeared to be maybe a knee injury appears to almost be a hamstring. Of course, Collins Woods was not putting any pressure on his leg, his right leg initially, but now he's on the trainer's table. He's kind of moving it around. The trainer's looking at that hamstring, and he was actually putting some pressure on it just moments ago. I'll let you know if anything else develops.
Wow, thanks, Terry. Yeah, usually not that play you see a hamstring get hurt on at the end of the play there. Usually it's you see when somebody's running and they come up, but he did it after he dove.
Right, he didn't seem to be limp at all the whole run.
Right.
Maybe, best case scenario, we're talking maybe a cramp.
Yeah.
Right?
Could very well be.
Yeah, that'd
be the best case.
Absolutely.
Because, that's typically what happens in the first game as well.
Yeah, and he's in a lot of pain initially, which happens with the cramp.
So another penalty, and 2nd and goal now from the 26. And they'll bring Jacoby Davis back in at quarterback here. Davis looking over the middle of the field, nearly picked off, and Eric Phelps Jr. went and put a hit on, and I think
it was clean.
I think everybody thought the pass was maybe going to get intercepted and was looking at the defender who had a chance to make the interception, and then Eric Phelps Jr.
Hey, look, when we had him in the pregame show,
he was so nice, huh?
Such a nice kid. Watch this nice kid right here.
Yeah. I think that was clean.
But it was tipped. Once he tipped it, then it's fine. It's not.
But even if it wasn't tipped, I thought the ball had passed the receiver when he
Phelps is fine.
Delivered the blow.
3rd and goal. 25, and
I'll tell you what,
Coach
Holly, he's got something to work on this week.
Yep.
Even though they have this victory appears to be in hand, but these penalties can come back to bite them in the future here.
Yeah,
You've got to clean that up.
Yeah, you had first and goal at the 1 and went in for a touchdown. Remember a holding call. Backed it out, backed up again.
And unheard of. Now you're going in from what, the 25?
Davis, with pressure, scrambles out to the right side. Gets a block and steps out of bounds. Around the 21-yard line. It'll bring up 4th and goal. Should bring up a heat timeout as well. Officials will indeed take it. We'll take it with them. Under 6 to play here. Battle of Pritchard, Blount, and Vigor tonight on UTV 44. Leopard marching band. Have this stadium rocking all night long here tonight. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Vic Lockett, Tara Reeves on the sideline. Our production crew led by Jared Quijas in the truck tonight. And 4th and goal from the 23 here for the Leopards.
There's Lonzo call now.
Kobe Davis looks, decides to pull it down, and Davis inside the 10 takes a big hit.
Wow, what a move there.
Yeah.
You see him just say, have a seat right here, I'm going by you.
Errol Scott put a hit on to stop him there at the 10 in Vigor's offense.
I'll tell you, from a leadership standpoint and from just a poise standpoint, I think Davis has acquitted himself well here.
Yeah, and didn't try to make a play that wasn't there.
Right.
Last thing you want to do is turn the ball over there. And you can give it up on downs, but don't let something go back the other way.
He gave it a shot, tried to get it in there. Physical at the end of the play, but the stats might not blow you away, but Jacoby Davis, I think, passes his first test.
Absolutely. Yeah, he, think about it, he's played safety, so he's been out there.
Yeah.
Just a matter of him translating it over to the offense.
That's a whole new
horse of a different color, but he's painted that horse. Showed himself well.
I mean, the fact he can paint a horse, I mean, that says a lot about it.
I bet it's purple, too.
Unique quarterback talents that are out there.
They never stand still.
Now they bring Jeff Thompson back in at quarterback. Inside handoff, and that goes nowhere.
A quick hello to a big fan of high school football on UTV 44 for years, Miss Skeeter Gill, who anytime she has any kind of a setback, you check in with her and how you doing, Skeeter? Never been better. But she loves watching the games. It doesn't matter if it's UMS Wright, St. Paul's, Vigor, Blount, Spanish
Thank you, Miss Skeeter, for checking us out.
Yeah, she loves it.
Hopefully we live up to her expectations.
I didn't say that.
That's why I put the hopefully in front of it.
2nd and 9 for the Wolfpack, down 2 scores. Thompson in the end zone, pressure coming from the backside, and he'll be brought down. Ball is loose and recovered. Waiting for a signal.
I think he's going to say
he was already down.
Yeah.
There's a flag right where the contact took place, but Thompson was not down.
Clock's still rolling, so
and we got no signal from the official. There's a flag, so the clock's going to stop at some. There we go, because there's a flag. But boy, Thompson was just rolling out with pressure coming from the backside.
By the way, when you
no penalty on the play,
you see all those tents there. That's just a kind of a tiny view of what turned into a festival today here. Amazing atmosphere on the campus of Blount High School today, because they just allowed as many folks to tailgate as they could.
I wonder, does it go on into the night? Maybe for the Blount fans? Well, Vigor wants to get out of here quick.
They're probably going to be here a while.
3rd down, and this one floated up to the near side, and incomplete as they look for Jackson. Now with 4:30 to go and 4th and 9 from your own 6, but there's a flag on the far side of the field.
Tell you what, nice job by the receiver there, just turned into a defensive back.
He's a good athlete. He's gonna get his share of touchdowns this year.
The ball was up in the air a long time. Wherever the flag is, you would certainly think it's against Vigor. Blount's just going to decline it, bring up 4th down, eligible downfield. Yeah.
So you're down 2 touchdowns. You almost have to go for it here.
Boy, back at your 7-yard line.
Maybe you don't like the odds, but maybe you got to go for it anyway.
Or I think I'd punt it.
Yeah,
I think they're going to punt it.
Yeah, we'll send the punt team in here.
Yeah, if you do the math on how often you're going to get that against this defense especially.
Well, I can only count up to 10, so let's not talk about the math.
Job of getting that punt all the way out of the 47-yard line.
Yeah, that is a good punt.
I want to thank our friends at Byrie Credell Law Office for being a part of high school football here on UTV 44. Car accidents, slip and fall accidents. Have a personal injury, Social Security claims, workers' comp, including shipyard injuries.
I usually slip and fall in my own house, so
are you going to sue yourself?
I don't know. I want to get somebody on that.
I don't think your wife's going to go for it.
No, I probably got to.
The dog.
Deal with it. Could have been. We've got 2 dogs right now. So yeah,
I don't want to say which one was more likely to. The trouble, you know.
Well, we have one that weighs 9 pounds and one that weighs 129. So
I had a dog that sent my wife to have major surgery because she tripped over the dog.
Yeah, not fun.
Going to bed.
That is so ridiculous to me.
But when her leg looked like Joe Theismann's laying in the kitchen, it was a little ridiculous to me at that moment too. Big Lockett. 20-6 here is. Blount really wants to just.
Yeah, as much as Lonzo Johnson's going to be tempted by the Vigor defense with their safeties up close.
Yeah, I don't know if he can contain himself. Do you?
They might, if they can run it, that's what they'd rather do. Talking about Blount here and running out the clock.
This game approaching the 3-hour mark.
Yep.
I guess it's been the penalties, huh?
Yeah, but, probably. Sudden change plays, as you say.
Yes.
Don't know what the delay's been here.
I think they had a problem with the clock. We got it reset to exactly 4 minutes to go. Caples ball ahead to about the 41-yard line.
He doesn't mess around.
Yeah, he's a north and south runner, and that's what you need in this situation here to milk the clock.
Was that Caples or Overstreet on that one? Yeah, like a little bit of a bigger guy.
Caples has a life size himself.
Good job to let the play clock just wind down before they snap it, and Davis does, and moves it to Overstreet, and Overstreet to the 30 and a first down.
Overstreet runs over Vigor.
Also want to thank Foosackleys. You got chicken finger trays of 50, 100, 200, or Vic Lockett size 300.
I'll take it.
or more if you need it, Vic Lockett. The best lemonade in town. Order your trays for your football party. Most importantly, don't take the foo out of football. So thanks to Foosackleys feeding our crew before the game.
Jim, I know you don't know anything about this, but they now have cheesy fries with the gooey stuff all over this. Fantastic, brother.
Vic Lockett, I would shock you if you saw some of the things that I do eat. I'm glad you think I ate a little Debbie snack bar I told you about, last week for the first time in 20 years.
20 years, the guy hadn't had a little Debbie, Dan. I mean, he's just not living.
Not living right.
Man can't live off fish alone.
And if I'd had more time, I'd have taken it apart layer by layer. You know how the nutty bar, but I was on a boat with wet hands. I didn't have time to do that.
He's going to be so healthy, and then he'll get hit by a car and die.
Well, thanks, Vic Lockett. I do appreciate the rosy outlook that you have over there on my future.
So it could just depend on Lockett once a game. Just shocking the world.
Give to Overstreet and lunges up to the 25 with those long arms.
They just got some space in the middle there, don't they?
They do. And, they've been able to set the edge a little bit defensively, and on the offense, they've been able to, at times, run it between the tackles.
Yeah.
They're solid. This Blount team's got a lot
of stuff to build on.
Yeah, they got a lot.
Gotta cut down on the penalties, though.
Yep. Good-sized kid right there. Man.
Vigor takes their last time out. Third down coming up here. Want to salute our Scholastic athletes this week. Saw Jared Mosley, linebacker from Vigor, pop up there quickly. And a little technical difficulty in the truck, but Jared Mosley from Vigor, one of our Scholastic athletes this week. And
are you digging that? I saw attending the game a little early. I saw Martha Peak here, and see Dr. Crenshaw came up and said hello, president of the school board.
All right, let's take a look at our other Scholastic. It's Jerome Woods' son, Collins Woods. We've talked about him. He's been the Scholastic athlete more than once here at UTV 44. 4.3 GPA, 26 ACT, football, basketball, track and field. See everything he does there, and he's committed to University of Louisiana Lafayette and study chemistry and pre-med, Dan Brennan's old major. And
all right.
And then the radio career just totally sidelined.
Well, I had to leave college early. I just the money was too much.
3rd and 5. Pitch to the near side and stepping out of bounds. And I'll bring up 4th down. Let's go back now and tell you about Jared Mosley, linebacker, 3.88 GPA, plays football and baseball. He's on the high Q team, the Scholars Bowl. Junior Citivan, also ambassador, and also Vigor High School ambassador. And those does not do anything with VHS tapes. Vigor High School ambassador. That's a fine young man, and again going Georgia State pediatric study. And linebackers had a good game here tonight, and so congratulations to Jared Mosley. 4th down coming up here with 1:48 to go, and they give it off to Pugh. And Pugh trying to fight forward, and he's going to have the first down, it looks like, at the 20, and that should result in some kneel downs.
They would take this one to the house now.
The Blount Leopards. And they'll make it 3 in a row over Vigor after Vigor had won 12 straight.
Keep in mind some of the facts on these two schools, because
Correct myself, Vigor had won 14 in a row.
14 in a row. But Blount 6A, Vigor 5A, meaning they've got more enrollment at Blount, and the Vigor school enrollment is going down a little bit. Now it may bounce back.
Give it right up the middle to Caples.
And that's why, go ahead, James.
Yeah, just as we approach a minute to go here.
One of my observations.
I throw a flag. over there on the far side of the field. Was away from the
some of my thoughts as we were walking around before the game, and just conversations with folks and just looking at the numbers.
Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike. Defense. First down.
Vigor's got some players. Blount's got more.
Sure.
just you have more students, you have more.
Yeah. Fair, Vic Lockett?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look at the score. Look at what we witnessed tonight.
But not to
what's
say
transpired.
Not to say Vigor can't have a great year in 5A. Make some noise because they've got talent.
Just this group appears to have more in the purple.
Yep.
Vigor turned the ball over 3 times tonight. I'm surprised not just seeing a kneel down here.
Well, I think you will now.
From the shotgun. You rarely see that, but we have seen that. We have seen that.
Maybe I'm just hoping you will.
We have seen that.
Davis
not here.
Gives it off to Trayvon Pugh, who's in for the touchdown.
A little salt in the wound there.
I guess so. Maybe it was that unsportsmanlike penalty that helped them decide to do that.
Well, the guy that left South Carolina early says it's your job to stop us.
Yep.
Which I disagree with him, and I disagree with a couple of things about him. But I'm with you. Take a knee.
It just looks classier down at the 1, you know. But kids are playing hard. He might as well give them a treat and say, go take what's yours.
Trayvon Pugh in for the score, and it's 26-6. Now, Blount is not going to get the PAT off before the play clock expires.
Big ball, delay of game, on the left, that's offside.
You know, talking about Vigor wanting to run the ball tonight, Nigel Schamberger, the starting running back, we saw him first few series, and we didn't call his number much after that.
Yeah. Not much at all.
No. So we'll try another PAT. This one backed up. 5 more, and
no problem, huh? Oh, that is good.
Good effort by Freddie Austin, adding some pressure there. Playing to the end of the game defensively for Vigor.
I don't have a 28 on my roster of who kicked that PAT, so sorry, young man. I'd love to recognize you. He's not sure. Kyle Cass is usually the kicker, but
it was good, though.
It would have been good from 35. Almost hit the tailgaters.
And there were plenty of them, and some of these were tailgaters before the game, and those stands were packed.
So next week,
kicked it off, by the way. So
and I think Collins Woods is going to be all right. He's dancing on the sideline with the cheerleaders with a UTV 44 Game of the Week T-shirt on.
Nice.
Must have been just a cramp, as Dr. Dan alluded to.
He's got ice on the back of him, to get a shot of that.
St. Paul's hangs on to beat Fairhope tonight, 24-21. Chickasaw 54-6 over McIntosh. 35-6 UMS a winner. 27-20. The final. McGill goes to the hill and beats Spanish Fort. So Spanish Fort will be 0-1 to open things up against 1-0 Daphne next week here on UTV 44.
Either team could have won. Either team probably could have lost.
Yep.
Going into that game.
But kind of like this game, you got Spanish Fort going up to play a 7A school, a 6A school. And, Daphne's 1-4 all time against Spanish Fort.
We've been at some of those.
The one game was the 7-0. Wasn't it like a 7-0 win after? I don't remember that. up here. Well, the parking lot will certainly have thinned out a bit for us.
Well, I'm watching the far side. Gridlock. Exactly, gridlock.
Now, Blount's going to get a delay of game. This last 2 minutes is like the last 48 seconds of an NBA game.
Well, this last 2 minutes hasn't lasted 2 minutes. I know that.
See how they line up on defense and call a timeout, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody knows Steph Curry's going to pop in there and just hit a three and drain it.
Usually does.
Yeah.
27-6. Blount's led the whole way. 20-0 at one point. And the kick taken by Jackson on the far side, and Jackson up to the 48-yard line.
Well, Jackson, I think we saw what we were expecting out of him. He gives everything he's got, and he's an explosive guy, and he's going to have big games as we go along.
Yeah, he's also going to have more explosive plays because he's not going to be playing against the likes of Blount every Friday night.
I'm with you. Jacoby Davis on the Blount side, you know, he had a good running game along with him, and but as far as managing his team, keeping his poise,
made smart decisions.
Well. Yeah, made some great long throws.
Didn't put the ball in harm's way.
No, he was smart, and he was tough, and he was poised. I'm sure they're going to break down some things and see things he didn't do well, but that's the nature of that position.
Thompson with a handoff, and Tarvin drops the shoulder one more time.
Yeah,
on the near side. And that should do it here tonight, barring a late penalty,
which could happen.
Let's not. Give these kids a little credit.
And you made it.
3 in a row in the rivalry for the Leopards now. And Lev Holly just got a Gatorade bath as well, or maybe it's Powerade, right, Big Lockett?
Yeah, I'm more of a Powerade guy myself.
And Lev Holly is trying to drain it out the pant leg right now. It went all the way from the collar of his shirt all the way down.
No matter what the circumstances are, that's never good.
Well, I bet he'll take it with this victory.
Oh, yes.
All the hard work in the summer, sweating it out, picking up the kids and getting them to weight train and conditioning. He'll take the bath for the win. Look cute on TV with Tara.
Let's see how the season works out for both these teams. I like both their chances of having very good seasons.
Lev Holly is there, and I think it's ready to send it on down. I think we are. Tara's down there with Lev Holly. Tara.
Coach, you said the whole mentality this season for your team is B3, brick by brick, game by game. Now it's just the first game, but how good does it feel to lay that first winning brick?
Anytime you can go out and you beat your rival, but the kids play well, and they sold out. I think we left everything on the field, but I told this guy he was going to play well. I told him he was going to play well.
And he sure did.
I'm more proud of him.
And of course, you told your team earlier this week that they were going to find part of their identity in tonight's game. What did you see in their identity?
Just be a team that's going to be humble. You know, we told them, you know, you was going to face some kind of adversity at some point, but y'all just be able to bounce back. And when you bounce back, you know, the one thing we talk about is believing in each other. But when you believe in each other, just go and make it the process over pleasure, commitment before choice, and love before like. So I couldn't be more proud of them. I love my team.
And we couldn't be more proud of you, Jacoby Davis. You've been waiting 3 years to get your start at quarterback, but when Kadarius Toney was still here at Blount, you said you guys were close. He even helped you in teaching you what he knew. Do you think Toney would be proud of your performance tonight?
Oh, yes, man. Soon I leave here, I'm going to FaceTime him soon we leave here. You know, here in Gainesville, but, you know, it's all love. You know, I'm proud of what he did. I'm proud of what I did and what I did, you know.
You said in tonight's game you wanted to shock everybody. You put on a stellar performance, led your team to 4 touchdowns. Did you shock yourself at all?
Yes, ma'am, I did. I came out, cause I thought I was, you know, have a little buzz, but it came out oh, I'm feeling it. I knew I was going to have a good game.
Awesome. Thank you, Jacoby. Thank you, Coach Holly.
The 1-0 Leopards, they win the Battle of Pritchard and start the season, and you know, such a physical game on both sides. I think both teams need some ice to recuperate from this one. But you know, you're playing your rival week 1, and now if you're Blount, a big springboard. But if you're Vigor, big clock, you got to put this one aside and now start thinking about region play and what comes next.
Absolutely, it's just like playing the next play. You know, put this one in the books, go back and look at the film and see what you can learn and correct. Move on to the next game.
I think this Vigor team, like you said, Dan Brennan, 5A. You know, they're ranked number 4. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with all year. They just know what's going to happen.
I think so. I mean, you look at the talent they've got on that team at a 5A level. They're going to give a lot of teams a lot of problems matchup-wise. As for Blount, a lot of talent, very committed to the program. Lev Holly building this thing. He talks about the brick by brick, and the mortar in between the bricks is all of the intangibles, and we see a lot of that tonight.
There are going to be going to have some great matchups on UTV 44 featuring the Blount Leopards this year. Our player of the game brought to you by Alabama Orthopedic Clinic. Here is your 3 votes. Trajan Pugh, Cortland Martin, and Collins Woods. Go to local15.com and click on the high school football game of the week to vote, and we'll let you know who won next week when we're over in Daphne for Daphne in Spanish Sports. For our final score here tonight, 27-6. Thank you to our crew led by Jared Kihas. Kerry Simon, our statistician here tonight, doing a great job in his first game with us. Vic Lockett, Dan Brennan, Jim Cox. We will see you next week across the bay for a 6A region matchup between Daphne and Spanish Sports.